take care of that. Women run the game and I'm aware of that. I know I put you good on that night, but you ain't finna fuck up my life. That ain't my baby. You thought I was slipping, but this pimpin', that ain't my baby. When we slid in them covers, I threw on that rubber, that ain't my baby. Nah, pull out game, we're too strong. What do you take me for? You think I'm crazy, but that ain't my baby. It was just some late night sex, tryna be a lifetime stress. I was strapped with the latex, I think I need a DNA test. It was just some late night sex, tryna be a lifetime stress. Strapped up with the latex, I just got my DNA test. Girl, that ain't my baby. You thought I was slipping, but this pimpin', that ain't my baby. When we slid in them covers, I threw on that rubber, that ain't my baby. Nah, pull out game, we're too strong. What do you take me for? You think I'm crazy, but that ain't my baby, yeah. That ain't my baby. You thought I was slipping, but this pimpin', that ain't my baby. When we slid in them covers, I threw on that rubber, that ain't my baby. Nah, pull out game, we're too strong. What do you take me for? You think I'm crazy, but that ain't my baby. 2 shots with Julia, I had to know ya. I'm glad I didn't waste no time. I can figure out what you like. Be much like you taking me home tonight. Showing out in that under outfit, looking all bad, looking real thick. Got you twirling those curls, really want it. Come and let me give it to you. Take you good on the phone now. Listen, but I'm too focused. I'm the side nigga and I know it. Now you texting me, you're pretty gonna be joking. So if it's my baby, I'll take care of that. Women run the game and I'm aware of that. I know I put you good on that night, but you ain't finna fuck up my life. That ain't my baby. You thought I was slipping, but this pimpin', that ain't my baby. When we slid in them covers, I threw on that rubber, that ain't my baby. Nah, pull out game, we're too strong. What do you take me for? You think I'm crazy, but that ain't my baby. It was just some late night sex, tryna be a lifetime stress. I was strapped with the latex, I think I need a DNA test. You was just some late night sex, tryna be a lifetime stress. Strapped up with the latex, I just got my DNA test. Girl, that ain't my baby. You thought I was slipping, but this pimpin', that ain't my baby. When we slid in them covers, I threw on that rubber, that ain't my baby. Nah, pull out game, we're too strong. What do you take me for? You think I'm crazy, but that ain't my baby, yeah.
Relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke.
I need to
relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the Yeah, this shit brings up.
Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? From the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing they buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? From the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing they buttons. Been a hater since like forever, my nigga. What's all of the fuss for? You see me shining, I know that you watching, you stay on my page, so you must know. Someone told me my Durango was ugly, like why I got dents in the front though. But then a week later I saw the same nigga, but they was still waiting on the bus though. How ironic, I'm shining on them. Never stop, I keep grinding on them. My girl ex probably hate my guts, now her ring got blue and white diamonds on them. Hell yeah, niggas plotting on me, but my son spoiled rotten, homie. And that mean you come at me, you gon' need a freezer, not a doctor, homie. But back to the car, fuck it, it run. I just don't look at the mileage. I don't be talking, niggas be negative, I just be moving in silence. It's my time to shine, so I wanna talk about something that's other than violence. Like how about the fact I'm young and I'm black and I'm about to graduate college? Hell no, they don't like that. A young nigga on the right track, they just wanna see the gun on me. You could call that a ice pack. If you don't like it, just keep it moving. Now we could call that a life hack. I knew I was a diamond in the rough. Now you could catch me where the lights at. Nigga, look at me shine. I'm on the grind, handling mines. I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. I never run, I got a son, and I got one more on the way. I gotta make it, cause these little niggas gon' need me to show them the way. So every beat and at every show, I'm tryna blow them away. My pops wasn't shit, cause he chose to leave, but I'm never going away. Hey, we a family, that's team shit. Set it up so they don't need shit. I might never make the Forbes list, but I'm about to make the Dean's list. Drugs ruined everything around me, it's probably why I never dreamed shit. I guess a nigga grew up so. I think my mama was a seamstress. And back in the day, teachers would clown me, they used to tell me I'm hood. Now when somebody got something to tell me, I'm just gonna tell them I'm good. Cause niggas been hating, they see the movement, I always knew they was watching. I could go on a run or throw it away, but I always knew I had options. Stay independent, be a producer, or should I go for a deal? Whatever passage leads me to money, cause I'm kinda short of a meal. Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror like damn, do you know how this feels? I started with nothing, but look at me now, so tell them the glow up is real. Like look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing their buttons.
What up? It's your man KB, and this is Easy on the Eyes podcast, and you are now tuned in with the best. That's that old school shit right there. Let me get everything situated. Welcome everybody as you come in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it, and let everybody know that we are live in the place to be. How about that? Break this down right here. Y'all gotta vibe with me real quick. Like the next 2-3 minutes. For like the next 2-3 minutes, we are here today. We about to talk this sport. Hey, I got my man Jay Will in the back. Hey Jay Will, if I sound crystal clear, can you give me a thumbs up if I sound alright?
All right. I got my man Steve Jones, Mr. Doc in the building. What up, Doc? I sound good. Can you give me a thumbs up? Oh, hold up. I don't even know if I sound good to Doc or not. He might need it. Oh, all right. I see the thumbs. What up? I got Coach D, Coach Duncan in the building. He ain't on camera right now, but he's really in the building. Definitely in the building. All right, Duncan, if you can hear me real good, let me get a thumbs up. All right. So we in here. I turned my camera on in about 3-4 minutes, y'all. Got my man Jay Will in the building. We're gonna talk this talk. We're gonna talk Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna talk Black Magic because we did our homework. Duncan came on here a couple weeks ago. He gave us a homework assignment like we don't go to, like we ain't college graduates or something. Like we'll go do our homework on something that he put us on. Yeah, we want to know. So we did our homework, and we're going to talk Black Magic. We're going to talk NCAA basketball, NCAA football, HBCU. Right now, we got my girl from Oklahoma City in the background jamming with us right now. And I'm about to fuck, because y'all know y'all rolling with a trucker right now. Y'all do know that, right? In case y'all didn't know. I'm out here fucking stranded in Texas for the last 4 days in this ice storm that we got going on. So with all that being said, I'm going to bring my man Jay up.
Hey, what's up, people? The Urban Sports Review. That's what we're doing here on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you join us because we're going to be fire. We have been bringing it to you all season long with all the sports picks. My man KB been parlaying, and we've been giving you fantasy news. But now we're going to switch. You know, since the football season has stopped, all we have left is one game, and that's in 2 weeks. You know, so now we're going to give you sports news, sports history, and things to make you think. Come join us.
That's right. And we also gonna be giving you baseball, basketball, hockey, sports. We're gonna take it all over. You know what I mean? We want y'all to stay right here with us and get everything that you need. We're gonna get the inside scoop from the hood. You get tales from the hood when it comes to sports and how we think about it, what we feel about it. We ain't gotta be politically correct or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, Jay? How you doing, bro? How was your week this week?
Oh, man, every week is good. Every day alive is a good day. You know, I'm praying for everybody that, you know, had any kind of issues with their family. Goes up to them. I'm glad that Brother Hamlin, who had that serious incident, is doing good. He's back home with his family, so I'm praying for him. I'm praying for J-Bone and his family. But I'm good, brother. You know, every day alive is a great day, and I'm here to do my thing.
I know you riding on a high right now, and we're going to talk about it because your Eagles is in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I mean, so I know you riding high right now, and I know you got them winning it all, right?
Oh, absolutely, yo. Two Super Bowls in the last 5 years, and if you look at it from that perspective, they had Jalen Hurts, who everybody doubted, and look at him now. Like he said, look at me now. So everybody thought the Giants was going to beat us. Ridiculous. Then it was San Francisco. Ridiculous. We actually have blown out 2 teams in the playoffs like it was the regular season. Up next is a limping Patrick Mahomes. So let's see. In 2 weeks, let's do it.
I just had a conversation with somebody. I'm down here in the Texas area. Or they even Texas fans, Dallas fans, or they Kansas City fans. And the guy just swore out to me how Kansas City was going to win.
Hey, so what you need to do is give him my number so he can call me and talk that nonsense and have him put his money where his mouth at, and we can get it solved. Simple as that.
I told him bet that, but he should be watching the show right now. Yeah, man, he should be watching the show because they said they was going to watch and they was going to call in and chime in. So everybody that's riding with us right now, just stay tuned. We will be posting a link. So if you want to call in to get your thoughts in, to get how you feel about situations, you definitely be able to call in. So right now, I got one of our coaches, one of our homies here in the background, Mr. D Jones. What it is, D? Welcome to the program, bro.
Welcome,
What's going on? What's going
D.
on?
How you doing?
What's up, Jay? What's going on?
Not for much, man. Everything's good, man. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. You know, I see you got that Super Bowl Ravens sweatshirt on. I like it. You know, it's been a minute, but y'all still did win. That's all that matters.
Hey, look. We blessed to get there a couple times. You see what I'm saying? And we got more that's going to come in the future.
I like it. Confidence is you got to have confidence in your team. You got to have confidence in your organization. So I like it. Welcome to the show, D.
All right, thanks.
Hey, Dirk, what you think they're going to sign Lamar?
Probably not. Probably not. But I mean, listen, man. If you was paying attention to the NFL in the past 20 years, you show me when big money quarterbacks win the Super Bowl. Now, this is my thing. The NFL had it set up where they basically had San Fran, Cincinnati, Jalen Hurts, where all three of them have young rookie quarterbacks on rookie salaries. I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So they can't lose with those three. Patrick Mahomes was the only one that got the big money. That's why my money is going with Jalen Hurts in Philly, because they really wanted Cincinnati and Philly. That way it can be best team win. And hands down, both of them is on rookie contracts. So per the NFL, that's what they like. Sorry for any Kansas City fans on here. Patrick, with all that money, he's good. And I'm going to tell you, he played through everything to try to give you what you need. But unfortunately, with all that money going in one position, it's kind of hard to get somebody else to step up outside of Kelsey. That's why they lost. That's why he lost the receiver last year.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree 100%, D. I agree 100% because when they did win, he hadn't been paid yet. His second year, he won the MVP, and then the next year after that, he won the Super Bowl. So that's the goal of the NFL, to win when you got a guy that's on a rookie deal. So San Francisco was in an advantageous position this year. Purdy, the last pick of the draft, wasn't making that much money. You had Trey Lance that was on a rookie deal. Only person he was playing was Garoppolo, and he wasn't even starting. So you would surround your team with supreme talent and hope that that rookie quarterback or whatever can get you to the promised land. When Dallas messed up is Dak was there, but they could never make it. Then they had to pay him $40 million, and that's why they lost Amari Cooper, and that's why they're going to lose certain guys, because once you pay the quarterback, unless you Tom Brady that take less money, and I think the only thing I really think, Derek, I think Jalen Hurts is going to take less money in order to win. I think that's the kind of guy he is. And only certain guys do that. You see, selfish Aaron Rodgers, when they paid $54 million or $50 million, he lost to Devontae Adams, and look at him. About to be traded now. So if you want to be greedy, you lose the pieces around you, you can't win.
And look, if everybody pay attention, that's Tom Brady's secret. He always knew that as long as he's winning, he's banking pocket. He got money coming for all kinds of endorsements over a long period of time by having the talent around him to keep him above the Super Bowl level and keep winning championship.
Yeah, win and get you those endorsements. So you don't need to break the bank on a contract. You break the bank on the endorsements. Hopefully Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is a coach's son. I think he has the mindset of a person that understands that. And I don't think he's going to try to break the bank, because A.J. Brown is his best friend. A.J. Brown got paid. He want to keep Devontae Smith before he played with Alabama, and he want to keep that nucleus around him so he can be successful, because he saw what he was when he didn't have that talent around him, and he struggled.
But he still got a couple more. He only on his, third year? Second year, right? He going into his third year?
He's going into his fourth year.
His fourth year. Okay, so he good then. He still got – I mean, same thing with Burrow. You see what I'm saying? That's why they – Burrow was actually set up for this year to be his year, to be perfectly honest. They just didn't get past Kansas City because one of the defensive players lost his, mentality and did that personal foul at the end and put him in field goal range. But if it wasn't for that, Joe Burrow was set up to go up against Jalen Hurts, where the NFL was perfect with the situation where either quarterback is on rookie salary So I mean, both of them would have been win-win for them. So they didn't care who.
I think the thing is they lost 3 offensive linemen. That's what Kansas City did. I mean, that's what Cincinnati did. Just like Kansas City did in the Super Bowl the year before, and that's why Tampa Bay beat them. So when they lost their 3 offensive linemen, I don't know what Buffalo was thinking, not blitzing him or doing the things they're supposed to do, because it didn't look like he actually missed those offensive linemen. Chris Jones destroyed that offensive line and put Joe Burrow in situations where he turned the ball over 2 times, and they still had a chance to win. So that's a testament to them.
Yeah, still had a chance to win, though. So it's kind of like, even down 3 offensive linemen, again, everybody know in the trenches, you see what I'm saying? It's all in how they let you hold, they don't let you hold. People don't understand that whistle makes a difference. So down three offensive linemen, but if you allow me to hold enough where it's not blatant, I get away with it. I get time for my quarterback, and with the receiver core that they have, that's what happened to Buffalo.
Agreed, 100%. And Pat Mahomes, high ankle sprain, Cincinnati put no pressure on him. They just played their base defense, didn't blitz him, didn't put pressure on him. And I knew, it's cold in Kansas City. The first half, he's going to be fine. You saw in the third quarter, he started limping, and that's when you're supposed to put the heat on him and make him speed up, make him move around, and then that way you would have got to him. And if you fall on that ankle or tackle him a certain way, he'd have been done. Kansas City sat back in that passive defense, try to play coverage, and then you give him time. He ate him alive.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. Looking forward to a exciting Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it like if San Francisco defense was still confused by the read option, how can Kansas City defense, who is less of a defense, stop that read option with Jalen Hurts? I don't see it happening. And I say this Philly team has the most sacks since the 85 Chicago Bears. They don't get after Patrick Mahomes. He got one weapon, Kelsey. Juju Schuster, not a number 1. And Scatland, not a number 1. So we'll see. If they get after him, and I knew they was going to get after Purdy, so I didn't know why people was thinking that San Francisco had a shot. I knew once they get after Purdy, he'll turn into a pumpkin, and that's what he did. One hit, he was gone out of the game. And they ran the ball down San Francisco's throat. If Kansas City can't stop the run, which they couldn't do, how are they going to stop Eagles? So I don't see how they can win. Of course, there's Patrick Mahomes, there's Andy Reid, who's a great coach. But that system is just going to take over.
Hey, look, don't count Andy Reid out now, because you already know he want nothing more but to beat Philadelphia, man.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I understand the read option is your thing, but you already know Jalen Hurts can't get hurt.
Of course. Neither can Patrick Mahomes. So we on both sides of the equation, Either one can't get hurt or it's a disaster.
Yeah, so but the thing is.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, but Patrick Mahomes ain't running the read option. So that's the difference.
Yeah, that's true.
You feel what I'm saying? And all of us football guys, we know in a big game like that, the read option, if you give me the opportunity to put a lick on you that could take you out the game and win it for my team, I dare you run that read option to keep it.
Okay.
I agree, 100%.
Man.
Go ahead,
man.
Let me say this, man. First of all, we got to stop acting like quarterbacks are made of glass, bro.
Thank you.
Football players.
Thank you.
They are football players, man. So, like I told you, I'm a quarterback coach, man. So one of the things when the draft happened with Jalen Hurts, I told and I posted on Facebook, because I always do a thing where I evaluate a lot of the quarterbacks that's coming out in the draft. And to me, I say I look at it a different way. I got a different eye for it. But to me, Jalen Hurts was the best quarterback in that draft. I said, if you don't take this kid, you're a fool. And the reason is one, the first thing, a coach's kid is a different type of kid to be coached.
Exactly.
It's a totally different type of kid, right? Just the mentality. Like he comes home with football. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a coach, they sitting at the dinner table. Daddy might be still mad at him, or he mad at coach, but he daddy in front of him right now. I've been there, done. I coached my son all the way through, and I got a chance to coach him in high school, and then put him in college. So a coach's kid,
is a totally different creature. The second thing is that you had to pay attention to, and one of my favorite statements and my favorite sayings that go with me all the time is winners win, right?
I've been saying it the whole time, dog.
Winners win, no matter what level you put a winner on. If you ever, and one of the things, even when I'm interviewing for jobs, I tell people this. The way I look at kids is totally different. I don't look at what they do right now. Let me see your film from Little League. Let me see your film from high school. Let me see your film from college. And then I could tell you what you're going to do on the pros. I don't care what level you played on. If you played in 1A in high school, if you played in 2A, if you did it in high school, if you did it in Little League, 9 times out of 10, if somebody give him the opportunity, he'll do it on JV. Well, if you did it on JV, if you give him an opportunity, he's going to do it on varsity. If he did it on varsity, if he go to college, 9 times out of 10, he's going to do it in college. And if somebody bless this kid to draft this kid, I promise you he'll do the same thing in the pros because winners win. And if you look at what Jalen did at Alabama, now I didn't follow him too much in high school. I just started recently looking at his high school stuff. But if you look at what he did in Alabama, came in as a freshman, and what he did as a freshman, everybody say, well, he was a running quarterback. Okay, well, guess what? That's the system he played in high school. So he was really when you get a spread option quarterback, 1001, 1002, and if everybody look covered, he's the best athlete on the field. So what the Eagles did this year by going to a spread option system was right up his alley, right? He's in his wheelhouse from what he did freshman year at Alabama. He wasn't in that system though, but I think, hold up, who was the offensive coordinator that year? Was it your boy at Oklahoma? I mean, at Ole Miss. What's his boy name? What's your boy name at Ole Miss?
Oh, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, was he the offensive coordinator that year? Was that the year him and Saban was fussing?
It may have been. I think it was. I think it was Lane Kiffin.
Right. And so Kiffin was doing spread option stuff. He's a spread option quarterback. He's a spread option offensive coordinator. And so, but Saban didn't like that. Saban a power traditional guy. So they was beefing about it. It reminded me of me and Daryl Wade when I went to City. Daryl Wade was a wham, you running wham, power I, loading up off balance, and I was a spread option guy. And so I was bringing the funky finesse of what new football is. So watch what he did as a freshman. Then you watch him as a sophomore, right? Then he get taken out the game in the championship game and replaced by Tula, right? Now let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. That has smashed the average person. But he came back the following year and became the best teammate I ever seen in my life. And then
Duncan, I don't mean to cut you off, went to Oklahoma.
That's what I was getting at.
It was a Heisman Trophy. It was a Heisman Trophy finalist.
Right. So, but not only that, here's the kicker of it. He went and ran a whole new system in less than 3 months. In less than 3 months. Perfected it and damn near almost took them to the national championship. 1 game away from the national championship. Winners win on every level.
Duncan, that's what I've been saying, Duncan. I said, what y'all don't realize about this guy, he's a coach's son and he's a winner. And when you have those two aspects of yourself, you're going to win.
They're going to find a way.
I don't know. And when all these people was doubting him after last year, I said, do you realize he took a team that was 1-4 to the playoffs?
Right.
Of course, he didn't have the weapons around him. Once they made their trade for A.J. Brown, it was a wrap.
Right. I told everybody what was going to happen this year. So I'm not surprised at the Eagles start. I'm not surprised at what they did. I'm not surprised they're in the Super Bowl. But guess who's the next? Guess who's going to do what Jalen did next year?
Oh, I already know.
Who?
Justin Fields.
Absolutely.
Kid from Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
I already know.
That's Chicago.
I already know.
3 years for a quarterback to catch the speed of the NFL, especially when they come from systems where they come from like spread option systems. If offensive coordinators don't put them, see, this is Lamar Jackson's problem, right? This is the problem with Lamar Jackson. I would love to be the offensive coordinator, or at least an offensive coordinator assistant at the Ravens, because I run a spread option system. Now, I learned my system from Urban Meyer himself, right? And then I did a clinic with Chip Kelly, right? So I learned my system from two of the craziest minds, and sitting in the room with them and seeing how they mind matriculate this offensive coordinator, being an offensive coordinator and the reads and everything. And that's why I had the number one offense in the state of Maryland for 2 years in a row and everything. And and then it came down here to Charlotte and did the same thing. Everybody like, who the hell is this guy? But the thing is this. Here's the thing. When you take a guy, now let's look what Lamar did in high school, right? He's been the best athlete on the field every time he has stepped on the field.
Just like Michael Vick.
Absolutely. However, the problem is this. I'm going to tell y'all one thing about quarterbacks that y'all probably won't recognize. You probably won't pay attention. If you go back to the Ravens rookie year, Flacco's rookie year, right? Remember how fast Flacco used to get the ball out of his hand, right? Flacco used to get the ball out of his hand fast. When you come in as a rookie and you don't know the system, most of the time that's some of your best years because you get the ball out, you find your first option and you get the ball.
You find your first read.
Right, exactly.
First read, just second. Now he tapping the ball, going through his progression.
Right. What messes quarterbacks up is when they start getting familiar with the offense. Now they're trying to hit the home run all the time because now they're going through their progression. First read, second read, third read, and they're holding the ball. And then we call it, they patting the ball, they burping the ball. We call it burping the baby. Stop burping the baby. You know what I mean? They patting the ball. And so that was, if you look at Lamar, when he came in, Lamar couldn't read no defense. Let's be real.
It was one read, and I'm gone.
And I'm gone. When was the last time we seen Lamar make a top 10 player of the week?
Last year.
No, it's been about 2 years, bro. Because they turned him into a pocket. They trying to turn him into a pocket quarterback. They're trying to take a tiger. Take a lion and turn him into a tiger. It's two different animals. So with quarterbacks, and this look at Cam Newton, right? Let's look at Cam Newton. When they turned Cam Newton into a pocket quarterback, that's when all his injuries started. See, quarterbacks that actually use their legs is their defense mechanism. Cam Newton, 6'5" frame, 280-pound frame, running that was his defense mechanism. He was able to defend himself by running the ball. He wasn't taking no shots. He wasn't taking no shots until he was sitting there.
He was giving shots.
Right. Hey, them corners and them linebackers hated tackling Cam.
Yeah, because he bigger than all of them. So
and he was moving at a velocity that, this is an accident. This is a car accident. So when you make Lamar stay in the pocket, right? You're trying to turn him into something he ain't never been. He ain't been under center his whole goddamn career until he gets to the Ravens. And then you make a kid that can't read defense turn his back to the defense on a play action and then got to turn around, try to figure out where the defense to move to. Ain't happening.
Another guy, Duncan, that if they put the right system around, since he's been out of the league for a couple years, because Cleveland could be set up the same way with Deshaun Watson because he is a read option type of quarterback. That's what he ran in Clemson.
Right.
So if they put the right coordinator around there with Nick Chubb, you got Amari Cooper on the wing, you got the tight end, they could turn the same thing.
Exactly. I made a post a couple years ago. It said this. Once Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, the whole league gonna look like you and me. The faces of the NFL gonna look like you and me. And so we got, for the first time, you talking about 2023, we saying for the first time, let me introduce you to two black quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl.
For the first, 2023, we still saying for the first time.
But like Derek said, though, they wanted to get Joe Burrow in there so it wouldn't happen.
Right.
But just because it happened.
Right.
So let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl that is coming up in 2 weeks, right? It's coming up in 2 weeks. So let's start before we talk about the Super Bowl. Yeah, a week now. But before, all right, let's double back because let's talk about that Eagles 49ers game and the Chiefs Bengals game. Because I didn't hit the parlay this week because I took the Bengals. I missed the parlay. All right. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Chiefs Bengals game first. The odds and ends. Let's talk about that real quick. Go ahead, kick it off, Jay.
Sure. You know, with that Cincinnati and Kansas City game, you had Joe Burrow coming in, had beaten Kansas City 3 times in a row. It was up to, they were calling Kansas City Stadium Burrowhead, you know? So they was trying to disrespect Kansas City. You got this pride. Patrick Mahomes has been winning on every level. He's been an MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. And you got them saying all this stuff, right? Cincinnati felt that they were disrespected because they actually was talking about a game that they was going to have in Atlanta because they thought Buffalo was going to win. So they was upset about that. They was upset about the coin flip with the Ravens and things of that nature. So they was coming in with all the animosity on their back. Came into the game. It was a great game, whatever. Joe Burrow turned the ball over 2 times. So that offensive line that been out for 3 weeks and he lost 3 linemen came back to haunt them. And that's one of the reasons why their game turned out the way they were. They still play Kansas City tough. And you saw in the second half that high ankle sprain started to bother Patrick Mahomes. And that's what I said. I said it's cold outside. The first half, they'll shoot him up or whatever. But once that second half comes and he start to feel that cold get to your body, you know when you're under your extremities down low, start to feel that pain even when it get cold. It start to tighten up. And I knew that was going to happen. And sure, Kansas City pulled it out. But if Joe Burrow didn't have 2 turnovers, it would have been a different game. So go ahead, Derek. I'll let you speak on.
Yeah, Derek, jump in there.
We can't hear you, man. Turn your arms mute. Yeah.
Oh, he left again. He left again.
No, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. Go ahead, Duncan.
So
leave out. Say something, Derek.
So
all right, so look. Hey, Derek, leave out and come back in. Leave out, test your mic and come back in, Derek. All right, go ahead, Derek.
I looked at it a little differently. You know, one of the things, like you said, Jay, turnovers lead to touchdowns, right? You know, you can look at the turnover ratio, and then you can look at the game, and you can see how it leads to different touchdowns or scores. You know what I mean? Field goals, this, that, and the other. And I looked at the referees and how they treated Mahomes because everybody knew he had an injured ankle. Yeah. And so they actually threw some flags that I didn't think was necessary because of the simple fact that, okay, this guy's already handicapped. Like, they basically gave the handicap rule. Don't touch him too much.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean? Like, what they would have called that on a running back that was healthy on that sideline, because he's actually, when he's running, he's a runner now. And so I looked at that too, like that flag or that penalty actually put them in a situation. And I think, as a referees, in this type of game, it's hard for you to throw a flag in that type of situation. So that was one of the situations. I hate blaming games on referees, but that was one of the situations that really changed the morale of the actual game with the Cincinnati game.
Agreed.
I was going to say, I feel you, because I felt as though that the refs was trying to control the game. Like, it was like, come on, man. Right. That was just my take.
Right. I mean, let the players decide the game. This is the championship, this, that, and the other. And so when you go back to the Cincinnati game, I just didn't see the dominance of KC. I seen them punching back. So it was more of a counter. It was counter punching everything, and then at the end of the game, I think that that call. It was a couple calls. It was like 2 calls that really changed the game. On 15-yard penalty is a 15-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal line. That you put a person in field goal range. You know what I'm saying? And so we already know what Pat Mahomes can do because we watched Tom Brady for years get extra chances with the ball, get 7 downs on the 4 down.
Yeah, they had 5 downs at one time.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So we watched we know playing the game, if you give me an extra down or you give me a fresh first down, what I'm going to do to a drive after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I'm a skilled quarterback or whatever, I know when I got an extra drive, what I could do to a tired defense.
True.
You know what I mean? Especially when we go in no huddle. That defense tired. They can't even sub because we no huddle. So that makes a big difference, man. But again, the Super Bowl might look a little different because he do get a chance, this week to heal up. And then next week, really to heal up. But, at the same time, let me say this though too about the San Francisco game, right? I'm gonna be real.
Hold on. Before you jump into San Francisco, let's Dak give us his take on that Cincinnati, and because then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the San Francisco Eagles game.
Now you can hear me, right? You good?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Welcome to the show, Coach D.
Yeah. Look, what I was trying to say, despite everything that happened in that game, when Patrick Mahomes went out of bounds and that defender actually hit him and got the 15-yard unsportsmanlike, right? That put them in field goal range, which was a 45-yard field goal.
Right.
They had 8 seconds on the clock. Okay? So even if there was no timeouts, so even if he didn't do that, they were 15 yards back with 8 seconds. So they have to get a play that's going to get them. Remember, the kickers wasn't kicking anything past 50 yards. They weren't even attempting anything past 50 yards.
Right. The ball was like ice.
Right, the ball was like ice. So in 8 seconds, he had to get 15 yards to get a 45-yarder.
And get out of bounds.
They
They had no more timeouts, did they?
Nah.
No more timeout.
Right.
Now, all the momentum was with Cincinnati.
Agreed.
You see what I'm saying? So if Cincinnati would have had the opportunity to go in overtime, I'm sorry, but it's a possibility we have a different opponent from Philadelphia.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts, that's all facts. And see, I didn't want to take it to the referee. That's why I kept it light.
Right.
No.
That's why I kept it light. But
I wasn't raised like that.
No, but the reality of it, like you said, Duncan, because I was gonna go there after y'all spoke. The reality of it is those certain calls change the complexion of the game. And certain calls can stop momentum, can change the direction of the game. When they gave him 5 downs, man, I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
I had no idea.
No, because they did call. The refs did come in and try to stop the play.
But
he did because they showed it.
But
he did.
But the play was made, right? They stopped Kelsey, and then all of a sudden you gotta re-collaborate that and start over again. That changes everything because they made a great defensive play to stop Kelsey, and then it'd been 4th down. So now all of these change up for a person to come in the back end. Nobody sees him in the back end. Everybody got that back turned to him. So
true that, but we seen them running on the court, on the field, on the gridiron, before the ball was snapped. Because once they seen it, I was like, okay. Once they showed that, I looked at this Bengals coaching staff like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all seen the nigga? Y'all seen him running down the fucking sideline on the field?
But KB, you didn't see that. But you didn't see that in live though. You saw that on a replay.
I saw it on. So that's. So listen to what I'm saying. Live. Once I seen it on the replay, I'm looking at the Bengals bench like, the fuck is y'all arguing for? Y'all saw him live running on the field trying to stop the play. It should be no reason for y'all to be over there arguing. Yo, Duncan, you blessed to have we all coached together, right? So I'd be sitting in the meeting like, yo, he was on the field, yo. He was running down trying to stop the play, yo. Like, ain't no, don't argue with him. Don't say nothing. That's what I'd be saying walking up and down the sideline. Hey, don't argue. Next play, because he was on the field. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, damn, they seen it. Damn, we caught it. You know what I mean? Right. But I'd have been like that. Now, they arguing like, the place, y'all shouldn't have been good. No, nigga. I seen him right there. He was in the middle of the field almost, right? So, with that being said, man, I was blessed to have these type of dudes on my coaching staff, Doug. You see how they come from different angles with their scenarios, stuff like that, yeah. That was the war room. Before the games, before we figured out what we was in there battling with each other. But all right. Go ahead, Dak, finish that what you was going to say, yo.
But that's the thing. Now, let's say when he ran out on the field to stop the play, but it would have been a touchdown. Kelsey would have went straight down the middle.
No.
It wouldn't have counted.
They would have brought it back. They would have brought it back because the Bengals would have been arguing. Yo, he was just on the 40-line line. Yeah. So
our defenders they stopped running because they thought it was over.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But the play that they put him in field goal range, that was a legit call because the guys didn't have to hit him while Mahomes is out of bounds. True. You see what I'm saying? Now, it was a little bit acting on Mahomes and also.
Right.
But when
he up under the camera joint and everything else.
But when he actually hit him, Mahomes went all the way with it.
Yeah, he was slid up under the joint. I knew when he slid up under the camera joint, I like, yo, they gonna do.
That's smart.
Yeah, but he should. The dude knew. That's why he was on the side crying. It's because he got mad because Mahomes got out and got away. And when he got away, he was pissed. And at the last minute, even though he was on the white, both feet, my man still put his hands on him, and Mahomes sold it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the outcome of the game. So it's like, again, I'm a big fan of paying attention to what goes on in the NFL. And I keep trying to tell cats, like with Lamar, I'm a Ravens fan, you can see. But with Lamar, got to understand, the NFL do not like paying all this money to one position player on when you got a 53-man roster. They need to have solid 36 to 42 players so they can have quality games because this is a physical sport. So you got people going down. You need the next man be able to step up. But in order to do it, you got to have some quality players. You can't always have one or two dominant break the bikers and then a whole bunch of draft picks. Because this is not the NFL. I mean the NBA. All right, the NBA. If y'all can find a roster that has somebody that's been there more than 5 years that have a starting five like that, you tell me. Because everybody in the NBA, I'm like, yo, who is these guys? You got one or two. You got one or two. What's up?
But hold up, Mr. NFL. Don't do it now when the Don't do it now when the quarterbacks turn black. Right? You let all the white boys get all their money, and now you want to you want to balance out the pay grade all across the team.
Let me back and forth. KB real quick. KB, even the white quarterbacks haven't won the Super Bowl when they got the money. They got that money on their rookie contract.
But they got their money. But they got their money though.
Stafford just won when he got paid when he came to the Rams. So he just
you think Stafford got that big money? Stafford ain't get big money now.
He got paid. He didn't get
money.
He got trade money. That's trade money. Detroit gave him that money. And he traded over
he was still on contract with Detroit. They just the Rams just bought his contract.
Exactly.
Well, I thought the Rams switched his contract when he got there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the Rams actually gave him more money when he came to the Rams they renegotiated this contract when he came there.
Right.
And
Right.
of course, he wasn't a top 5 being paid, but he did get paid.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. We talking about
you're in LA, so you gonna the market.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
right.
Hey, nobody even live in Detroit no more. So, you know what I mean? The market a little different. Hey, but look, we gotta do this though, man. Dogs, we gotta do this. We gotta stop calling people non-quality. These are NFL. They are professionals. So I hate when people say you don't have a number 1 receiver, a number 2 receiver. These are professional athletes. Yeah. You drafted this person, or this person got drafted in this league. Now think about it. In the NFL, they are the best of the best. On every position. Now it might be some that's in better systems than others, where they can flourish in them systems. And if you listen to Hollywood when he was leaving, he explained to y'all like, yo, I can't play in this system. Not made for me. I come from Oklahoma. I come from a spread option system. Yeah. Right? He said I'm not a go route receiver. I'm a slot, and they keep putting me to run go route. He said I'm not that.
And I'm not a blocker.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You're trying to block an outside linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm only 5'4". You know what I'm saying? So we gotta understand this, that even when you pay a guy a lot of money, right, at that one position, which I think personally, the way the league that I was coaching, I like the way that was structured because everybody got the same amount of money. Or whatever, so it didn't make the center feel like he was less important than the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And I think we put too much emphasis on the quarterback position as far as paying them the most money. But we got to understand that all these players out here are the best of the best. If he's starting, he is the best player on that in that position on that roster. And he's a professional athlete. So when he underachieves, that's because of his own mental, or it might be the system. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. If he on the roster, he need to catch the damn ball or block, whatever. He try to tell me, yo, I need my toenails clipped before the game in order for me to do good and all that old other stuff. Nah, dude, the system, whatever. When the ball's thrown till you catch the ball. I don't care what Hollywood said. I watched him drop the ball too many times and I ain't had nothing to do about the system.
But you gotta remember this though, KB. You gotta know, like quarterbacks, and here go my quarterback coaching shit. Quarterbacks gotta know how and I spoke this on my live the other day. As a quarterback, it's your job to know how each one of your receivers receive.
Right?
Let me tell you
why. The ball accordingly.
Let me tell you why. Because when you come from different systems, and if you a slot in a spread option system, you always catching the ball facing the goddamn ball.
Right.
Let's just be real. So when you're trying to put a guy at an X or a Y and you sitting him on a goal route, here it is. When we train a quarterback, when we was younger, where did they tell you to throw the ball at?
The numbers.
Hit him in the chest with the ball, right? In the numbers, right?
At the numbers.
It's absolutely wrong.
You want to hit him in the hands. You want to lead him.
You want to hit him in the face mask. Because
you want to lead him though.
When you hit him in the face mask with the ball, I train all my quarterbacks to throw it at his face mask because he got to bring his hands up. And most people can catch the ball when they can see their hands. Creates hand-eye coordination, right? When the ball is low, most people can't catch the ball because they're trying to look at the ball and look where it's coming from or look what's coming around them instead of looking the ball in, right? And most people catch the ball over their head because they can't see their hands. So you see a lot of people, even professionals, coming over and it's hitting them in their hands, but they can't collapse on the ball because they can't see their hands, right? So you got to know as a quarterback how each one of your receivers catch the ball. Do he got to catch the ball with his body? That means his father didn't teach him how to catch. He got to catch the ball. Daddy wasn't home. Y'all know coaching football. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Daddy wasn't home. Mom even teach him how to catch. He catch the ball still like a third grader. You know what I'm saying? He got to catch the ball with his body. So as a quarterback, you got to know how all your receivers receive. And then even as men, as in life, even in your household, you as being your quarterback of your household, you got to know how
every man don't catch the same.
You gotta control the environment.
Right. It's your job why he didn't you're the reason he didn't catch the ball. But your job is just to deliver the ball. It's up to him to actually receive it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's up to us to get in the backyard together, depending on whether or not I really want it or not.
Right. Right. But your quarterback's not spending time with their receivers after practice and before practice.
Right.
To get to know them.
Yeah. So Derek, I agree with you, man, with playing the quarterback or whatever. But the thing is, the system was made and revolved around Lamar. So right, when you make a system around one player, then you gotta get the players around him that can adjust to that system. And they're not doing that for him. They just get players that they think are revolved around him. But all they gotta do is look at him in high school, the kind of players he had, look at him in Louisville, the kind of players he had, and put those players around him where that's the system he'd be running, and they'll be successful.
Well, they ain't got that at the Ravens.
I'm gonna tell y'all why though. Lamar would have flourished with Ray Lewis on the other side of the ball because they had dogs. Lamar need Anquan Bolden. He need the dogs on his side of the ball. That can catch the ball when I get it to you.
He ain't in the right system.
But
he's still running Flacco's system. They just putting that pull and that pin and pull in there just because they think that ain't what he ran in college. He didn't run that in college.
It ain't what he ran in college. They did give him a running system.
No,
right?
That's pin and pull. That's no.
So the system is not what he ran in college. He's just an extreme athlete, so it looks like it.
Right.
All he's doing is just playing off an instinct.
He's the best.
It's not the same kind of system. They turned it into a run-first system, right? That's not what he ran at Louisville. It wasn't a run-first. He was tossing that ball all around the yard.
Right.
And now because he's an extreme athlete and he can run the ball, that's what they put around him. Not understanding that's not his skill set and that's not what he came from. He came from he was throwing the ball deep. He was throwing the ball deep in the field. And that's why they talking about him going on to Miami. Because that's what they got around that. A bunch of
y'all talking about a bunch of coaches that was gonna lose their job.
Hold on, but listen, in order for him to throw the ball, I'm sorry, and I'm a Ravens fan, and I like him, but the problem is he gotta read defenses. He gotta read defenses.
Spray my shit down.
Hold up. Let me turn my camera on. I hear you, Doc. You said he got to read defenses.
He got to read defenses, man. I mean, I'm sure. And that's the thing. You can be as athletic as you want. If you don't read the defense and don't understand that they putting a spy on you, trying to make you stay in the pocket, but also they're going to double your number one weapon. So what he has to do, sometimes you got to throw receivers open. You might not, and like KB said, these are professionals. You are the elite player in the NFL. So when you have, against Cincinnati, the last play that we threw, Huntley threw the ball down, it was a tip drill. We had a receiver right there, was surprised that the ball got tipped.
Right. He wasn't ready for it.
He's supposed to get ready for it.
Hey, hold up real quick. Pause. This is commercial break.
Okay.
I wasn't coughing because of the virus.
I was making sure though, yo. You got it all on my screen.
You can catch a contact, Joe.
You had it all on my screen, yo. I was making sure I was ready.
That ain't gonna work. You need the other type of spray. Let me grab my spray. You need the other type of spray. That ain't gonna do nothing.
You dropped G off though, yo.
Jay there. He turned his camera off.
Yeah.
No.
Jay just had a concussion.
Jay there. He turned his camera off. He probably got a contact or whatever. He probably got a contact with us.
No, yeah, man. On, y'all.
Hey, let me say this though. Let me say this. So, Derek, let me say this. So, when you depending on the system that you're running, right, your reads are different. So in a spread option system, in a spread system they was running in college, he was reading a triangle on one side of the field, right? Okay. So he was reading from the safety to the outside linebacker to the corner. That's the triangle. Right. And so if in the triangle is if he do this, you throw here. If he threw that, you throw here. Yeah. So when you come and put a guy in a pro set offense, the reads are totally different. Right. So especially when he don't even know how to read in a pro set offense. You know what I'm saying? Because in a pro set offense, what the defense try to do is they're going one look, and as soon as you start your cadence, they're shifting to what the actual defense they're going. So a lot of times you got to change your cadence to be able to watch them shift into what they're going to go into and everything else. That's one of the reasons that in college you see the quarterbacks clapping, because they can fake the clap and you're going to shift into what you can really do. You fake the clap and then remember the ball don't get snapped until you hear that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons they went to that clap, because now you can, instead of the cadence, you can actually, and somebody trying to read your cadence and everything else, if you say, because everybody, like, if you're a defensive coach now, at this point, if you say a city with the letter A, then it's on what? The first letter alphabet, and Atlanta, that's on one. You know what I'm saying? Right. Baltimore, that's on two. You know what I mean? Chicago, that's on. Like, so it's not too much you can really mix up now with cadence. So if you start seeing the clap in the NFL, that might start coming next too, just so people can change up the cadence. But the read is different from each system. So if you read in the spread option system, like even in my system, and that's why I say I would love to coach Lamar and be with him, because we only read one side of the field. I don't have him scanning the whole field. So I actually take the field 2x2 receivers on both sides, and I take the field and turn it sideways. Right? So I put 4 where you only got 2 or maybe 3. Because the people on responsibility on the other side of the field, they got responsibility in the cover 2 and the cover 3. They can't come over here. Yeah, overload. So my offensive players can come over here. And so we got exactly what you say, Jay. We overload one side and leave them 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys on that side of the field. They ain't got nobody to play.
And make it easier for Lamar to read.
On one side. If he does that, you throw here. If he does that, if the corner drop, we hit the low route. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If the corner bail, then he drop and we hit the low. If the corner stay flat, then we hit the high route. And then we got the cone route in the middle of the field. If you ever want to dominate a defense, get the ball to the middle of the field.
Right, that's where the hole is.
Like you said, with a spy, I'll take Lamar Jackson over any defensive player you can name any day. One-on-one.
Right, on a spy, he gonna shake the shit out of him in the middle of the field. Make him look stupid.
You can name your best defensive player in the NFL. I'll take Lamar over him any day.
Which is basically what he do, and the coaching staff just was riding him. They was just riding his legs. I've been saying that shit for the 8 years he's been here, however long. Man, they riding his legs. They ain't implementing nothing to make me think as a coach or how the fuck coming to the game. I just need to stop Lamar and whatever he do. Yeah, man, he ain't gonna beat us, killing us, throwing the ball all over the field, all that. I just gotta contain him right here and make sure I just keep him straight, right? Because they not like last week. They said. Troy kept saying Andy Reid going screen past the shit out of Cincinnati. Why? Because they knew that was what he was going to do with whatever quarterback. That was the system, right? That's what he was relying on, right? We ain't relying on that with Lamar. We relying on Lamar out the pocket. Lamar breaking it when all else fails. That's the Lamar. That's when we do good. Yeah, that's when we look dominant. When all else fails and Lamar go. That's when we look dominant. That's when we've been looking dominant.
But this is the thing. Do you really want your quarterback getting hit 10 times a game?
He gonna get hit.
He gonna get hit anyway.
Get hit in the spread out. Listen to me.
He get out of bounds 5 times.
His legs is going to be his defense mechanism.
Right. He get out of bounds 5 times.
What you talking? The thing is, what you do is you are creating a one-on-one situation
all time.
You're making a one-on-one situation. Look, when they bring that tight into the formation, or they bring that H back in there, you are bringing another guy to the box on defense. Wow, you got the best one-on-one player in the history of football.
You should be spread all day, every day. 5 receivers, no backs, everybody to the 3 to the right, 3 2 to the left.
No,
yeah,
you gotta keep it back in there, that's how you win the box. You gotta keep it back in there. That's how you win the box. But if you go full receivers, remember them outside linebackers got to cover them receivers.
They got to cover.
Think about this. And all of y'all coach rec ball, right?
Yeah.
Right. What is a bubble screen when we used to run our formation, old school football, right? Tell me what's the equivalent of a bubble screen in our formation.
So basically, it's just to get the overload so you can overload one side and you can just rush them. They was running the jet sweep.
No, jet sweep is totally different. What is a bubble screen in our formation?
Out of the eye, we ain't run the screen. We a pitch.
Nothing but a sweep.
That's pitch, sweep.
It's a 38 pitch, 37 pitch.
Right.
It's a sweep before the defense can react to it.
The ball out there.
Few people out there. So I'm throwing a quick screen. That's enough for the sweep. If I throw it as a sweep, the whole defense can go in that momentum in that direction. But if I throw a bubble, then there's only 2 people out there. The guy
they get out there quicker.
Blocks his guy, then we got one-on-one out there. You know what I'm saying?
They get out there quicker.
So the thing is this: if you keep your best one-on-one player, spread it out. And I know we off subject right now. As far as the mom, keep your best one-on-one player, spread out.
I was right there. I was going to put us back on subject.
You got a better chance of winning games, man.
Yeah, but did y'all watch the game? Lamar took a lot of hits this year.
We just told you why, because they tried
to set it in the pocket. He took a lot of hits in the pocket.
No, man.
Yo, I'm gonna get us back on point. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the second game. We had the Philadelphia Eagles, and we had San Francisco coming to Philadelphia. For some reason, everybody's disrespecting Philadelphia. The first game against the Giants, they picked the Giants. And now they were going to pick San Francisco. Not realizing, like Duncan said earlier, and which I've been trying to tell people all year, Jalen Hurts is a winner. He's a coach's son, and he's going to be a winner no matter what. I already knew that Purdy was going to turn into a pumpkin once he got hit. I knew it. And what people didn't realize is the Philadelphia Eagles had the most sacks since the 85 Chicago Bears. And that pressure was going to come. And that's what happened. A lot of you talk about it first, Duncan. I'm not going to say my input into the end.
That was a big stage for a rookie quarterback that was the third quarterback or fourth quarterback at the time. He was the fourth one that year or third one? Okay. Third. Yeah, because when Johnson went out, he made the fourth one, right?
Yeah.
They had to put the hurt quarterback back in.
Right.
You're doing bad when you got to put your injured quarterback back in. But the injury that he actually sustained is almost the equivalent of an ACL in the elbow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no way in the world that he should went back in to throw the ball. Like you would just had to go wildcat the rest of the game because he only had to hand the ball off and everything else. I just thought that was a big stage for a rookie quarterback. I don't think the Eagles was disrespected. I know that's coming from an Eagles fan that you feel like they was disrespected. I don't think the Eagles was disrespected. The Eagles was definitely the better team, right? The problem was this, even with the Giants game, you didn't know how Jalen was going to come back off of that layout. I was even surprised because I deal with quarterback. I was surprised, and what happened was kudos to the offensive coordinator for calling plays that got him in a rhythm early in that Giants game where they threw a lot of quick out routes. They threw a lot of bubble screens and a lot of little, like small jump shots to get your confidence up. Free throw shots to get your confidence up.
On that second play, he went up top to Devontae Smith against the Giants on the second play.
Right. But they threw a screen early. Early to get him in the rhythm just to see where his mind was at. And he made him run the ball and take a hit too. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, he got some dynamic receivers. I can't even bullcrap you. You know, right now, they're looking like coming into next year, they're gonna probably be the best course of receivers that's on whatever, you know what I mean, out throughout the NFL as far as a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but going into the San Francisco game, I knew once old boy got hurt, right? Because and let's be real, McCaffrey he's a dog. He's a dog. He could play on any team in the NFL and still produce because you could do so much with him. He's a dog. He was like that at Stanford. I didn't think he was going to be this good. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. When I watched him at Stanford, I would watch the Stanford game. I didn't think he was going to be this good. And even when he was with the Panthers, he was good, but I didn't think he was going to be this dominant of a player. And so, but I don't think they was disrespected in the game. I think they went in and they dominated the game. Like you said, they had more sacks than the Bears had, so that dominated the year. So they had the great defensive plan. What's your boy number 7?
Oh, you talking about the guy that went to Temple, a Philly guy,
right?
Reddick. You talking about Reddick?
Yeah, that's right. He's an animal on that end. You know what I'm saying? So he's a tough matchup for any tackle on that end. So I do got them winning it all. You know what I'm saying? I think they deserve. I think Jalen deserves it. To be honest with you. And so, but yeah, the San Francisco game, after a while, it just wasn't competitive anymore. So I had lost interest in it. You know what I mean? At the Jackson went out. I mean Johnson went out. You know what I mean? Even though he a vet quarterback, he was on the Ravens last year, wasn't he?
He was.
Once he went out with the little concussion shit, man, I was like, man, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Dirk. Go ahead, Dirk.
Nah, it's I don't think Philly was disrespected. I think what happened was San Fran defense was solid all year. They were solid all year. That's why that Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft, was successful because he was basically doing mistake-free ball, putting it in the hands of the defense that was controlling the flow of the game. So it's kind of like, it wasn't that they were disrespecting Philly. They were just giving a lot of, which well-deserved, because that defensive coordinator for San Fran ain't no joke. He actually had them guys playing, number one defense ball. So it's kind of like, and because Jalen was hurt, it's kind of like you didn't know exactly what you're going to get. And if he's hit one time and he's get set down, then it's back to the same thing y'all had coming, in the middle of the season. When he got hurt, y'all had time struggling to do things, move the ball, because without him, he's y'all nucleus. You see what I'm saying? His threat it opens up everything, the running game and the passing game. So it wasn't that y'all was being disrespected. It's just that San Fran defense was legit. You see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, when the little boy got hurt, you see what I'm saying? That made them one-dimensional. And then y'all took advantage of that situation. And when you put them on the back of their heels, it got to the point where now they couldn't pass the ball. McCaffrey was everything, but it's like, what can McCaffrey do? He's only a running back. You got to get somebody to throw. McCaffrey's key is he can catch the ball out of the backfield and you see what I'm saying? He in the open field. But if you can't get nobody to get the ball to him, right. He's not. Same thing with Debo. You see what I'm saying? Debo is effective if you have somebody back there. Yeah, well, Debo got his money, so
they was jet sweeping him. They was in the backfield, the option sweep. They was trying to get Debo the ball, and he was getting hit at the line of scrimmage. They was killing, man. I felt bad for that kid.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So yeah, it wasn't that they was disrespecting Philly. It's just that I mean, San Fran had a legit. You know, they had dogs on that defense that was basically carrying the team all year. You know, and all they need is the offense, the quarterback, is just to basically put a couple of drives together to, you know, play into the hands of the defense. Unfortunately, when he got hurt, they didn't have anything after that. And then, like you said, when Johnson went down, it was a wrap. And then now, Philly just started sensing it then. And they started playing. When you start getting everybody playing sport. Once you get to that point, man, look.
Hey, let me ask you this before you go, Jay. Do you think your boy, what is his name anyway? Mr. Irrelevant. Do you think he play again next year?
Purdy.
That's right. Do you think he play again next year?
So for San Fran?
Yeah.
You know, for San Fran?
Yeah.
Nah, somebody, you know what? Somebody gonna pay him some money to come back up somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because remember,
not even the backup.
Right.
Not even the backup.
You mean what?
He's still under rookie contract though, right?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Relevant, usually they don't really sign them for more than 2 years?
They would have to, but they would have to sign him when he took over as backup. He ain't got no 1 year. He still got to come back next year.
I don't know. It depends on what, you know, because usually only the first round really get the 4-year deal.
Right.
The first round.
What you call him went out, he signed. So that was two. They lost two.
Garoppolo and Trey Lance.
Trey Lance went first, though, right?
Yeah, Trey Lance went out first.
So that's when they had to sign Purdy to the contract.
Yeah, but do you think it was a multi-year? Yeah, but you think it's a multi-year? I think it only might have been a 1 year deal.
But as ownership, do you look at what he did and do you sign him again?
I'm a hop in. Can I hop in and answer that? Because that was what I was going to touch bases on, right? Because I think somebody else going to pay him. I think he's going to go elsewhere. I think he's going to get his man. I was just about to agree with that because he said it. That's what I had planned on saying. Like, I think Purdy was going to get a contract to go somewhere else and be a starting quarterback. I don't even think a backup. I think, shit, he 5-1, 6-1? I don't watch the games. I'm just looking at the numbers. He's 7-1. Somebody somewhere, y'all can tell me what team don't have a quarterback. Somebody somewhere will give money to come, especially a team with a decent defense, because he showed that I'm not going to lose a game for you. That's what he showed. I can manage a game. And my take looking at that matchup, Philly was just more high-powered than them. There was two good defense coming in, some way, shape, form, or another. The offense was going to have to put up something and do something, and Philly had too many weapons, much more weapons than he had. You understand what I'm saying? To outdo him, and that's just how the game played out. It wasn't like they went in there, you know what I mean, and just, I mean, they did beat him bad, but it wasn't even, everything happened. Everybody got hurt. All that stuff came into play. You understand? But turnover here, turnover there. Then man, the score looked like, God damn. It's a big margin right there, right?
Boy got hurt. Jay,
right.
How you feel? How you
feel? Right. But yeah, I was just saying though, like everybody looking at it. I'm looking at it as you got two defenses. They gonna cancel each other out. You got a third string guy in there quarterback, and you got a guy in there with he got weapons. But he got to get the ball to him. But you got a guy over here that's putting the numbers up. He wasn't putting up numbers. The defense was winning for Purdy. He might have had a game or two here where he did exceptional. You know what I mean? But you got a guy over here. You got a guy over here that if you don't have a defense, I'm still gonna put up 30 on you.
Right.
Right? Like, I'm going to put up 30 on you. And I got a defense. So if you stop me 15 points, I'm at least get 15. Versus the dude that only put up 15 points a game. Right? He only put up 15. If I stop you 15, well, you ain't putting up nothing. Right? I'm just saying, that's how the scales balance out. But yeah, that's just what I seen on that. Like, man, I got guys on the line that's going to get to you. So it ain't like you're gonna have it ain't a tea party back there for you. We bringing dogs that's gonna get to you and you don't know where it's coming from at all times. The front four.
Yeah, so the way I looked at it,
that's what Mahomes gonna have to worry about. I'm just trying to tell you. That's what Mahomes gonna have to worry about.
So I look at it like this: Purdy will be in San Francisco next year. Number one, Trey Lance is coming off an ankle injury. Garoppolo won't be there, so Purdy will be the starting quarterback for San Francisco next year. So I agree with you, Duncan. They signed him to a multi-year deal. He showed that he can manage the team. Purdy couldn't go nowhere else because San Francisco has supreme talent at every level on that offense. If he go to a team that doesn't have that kind of talent, he will look like the last pick of the draft. Right. Shanahan put him in a position to be successful because what Shanahan does with that offense is put his skill positions in one-on-one matchups. And usually those skill positions, Kittle, Debo, and McCaffrey win those one-on-one matchups. That's what they did to Dallas. Dallas couldn't tackle. Dak turned the ball over 2 times. Purdy didn't play a great game. He did enough. But Purdy did have big games because he had supreme talent around him. All he got to throw is a 5-yard hitch. Debo will take it 65 yards. And in the stat line, it looks like he threw for 300 yards. When all he did was throw 5-yard passes. Right. But if everybody paid attention to all the games with Purdy, he only threw to the middle of the field. He doesn't have a strong arm. He couldn't throw to the perimeter. Right. So if Dallas would have jumped those routes like Philly did, they could have won that game if Dak didn't turn the ball over. Right. When I was saying disrespect, all I was saying is people are actually picking the Giants, even though Philly destroyed them. And Duncan, you made a good point. It was all based on Jalen Hurts' health. So I agree with that. But if you looked at it, the Giants was a one-dimensional team. Saquon Barkley, you stop him, Daniel Jones going to turn the ball over. In all the games that Daniel Jones had 1 turnover, they was 2-6. So all you had to do was make them turn the ball over and they're going to lose the game. I knew that. Right. And they ran away with that game like they beat them during the regular season. Right. Everybody thought that San Francisco was so physical, right? The first play of the game, we run the ball, whole shoulder was hurt. So we went out there and we was the more physical team, and they had never played a team that was as physical as them. And we turned out to be the more physical team, and all their players started to be injured. You saw Bosa go out 2 or 3 times, Warner go out, you saw their safety go out, quarterbacks going down. I knew that they had to face a pass rush like that. And what people fail to realize, when they played Oakland, they gave up 31 points against Jarrett Stidham. Did they forget about that? And that's supposed to be an extreme defense. So I knew that even if Jalen Hurts didn't play good, we would be able to run the ball. And once we could run the ball, it was over for San Francisco. Right. Because now we can use the clock and we're in a position of power. So I knew that was going to happen, but we had all these people, all these ESPN, Fox Sports.
So you talking about the experts that get it wrong every year?
They don't know nothing, right? Saying, I got this person. And if you look at it, it's been 2 blowouts for Philly. Usually playoffs is close games, field goal here, maybe a touchdown here. It's been 2 blowouts. And I agree with you, Duncan. He has a week to recover. But a high ankle sprain takes a while to recover.
Yeah, it does.
So he can get all this treatment he wants. If he turn the wrong way, or that ankle twist the wrong way, it's going to hurt, and he's going to be limping. And because he got paid the money, he don't have that one strike. And like you say, they counter punching because they're not the dominant Kansas City team that they was before, where they can go one play and score 100 yards. And the next way, you put your defense on your back heels. Now they're methodical. And it's hard for teams to go down the field for 15 plays. Eventually, you're going to mess up a holding penalty, a sack, or something like that will get them off schedule. And that's what they turned into. Cincinnati had 2 turnovers and still had an opportunity to win. So that shows you the margin of error they have. They had 0 turnover. Oh, they had 1 turnover. Right. But Cincinnati had 2 turnovers to put them in a position for them to strike. Patrick Mahomes out there on one leg. If Cincinnati would have put any kind of pressure on him in that second half, that would change the momentum of the game.
Right.
I really see Philly with that team and the way, like you said, Jalen Hurts deserved this. He worked hard. He came back from being benched at Alabama, going over to Oklahoma, being succustal.
The transfer.
They didn't believe him. They didn't believe him last year, saying he couldn't throw the ball. He out there making cheesesteaks over the offseason, and he out there throwing the ball. They got him his best friend, A.J. Brown, and look what happened.
Right.
He really should be the MVP. They're going to give it to Patrick Mahomes. But you saw how that team was without him. They wasn't good.
He won a Super Bowl. If he win a Super Bowl, they gonna give him the MVP. Oh no, they gonna pick that.
MVP is a regular season. MVP is a regular season trophy, yo.
Hold on, did they pick it before? Did they pick it before or after the Super Bowl?
They pick it before. The award show is coming up this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who? I don't see nobody else even close to it.
They tried to put Burrow up there though. They tried to.
Now and so let's really hit on that. That's one of the reasons why the Ravens need to be paying Lamar. Because if not, the Bengals own the AFC East.
And if Cleveland get it right over there, it's gonna be tough.
Right.
Because really, people forgetting Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback before he stopped playing.
Right.
He was over there making Houston into playoff teams when they ain't had that much talent. If they get it right in Cleveland, get it right offensive coordinator, and they can run the type of system, it's going to be tough over there for them too.
Dirk, what's your face saying, Dirk?
But what about Nick Chubb? Is he up for a contract this year?
He already got paid.
He got paid? When?
Yeah, he got paid. He got paid. He got to pay the year before, but they can't pay. They can't pay that backup, the dude that came from Kansas City, because I really think if Kansas City would have made a play for that same guy that they had before, when he got into that trouble, the backup for Cleveland, they would probably be unstoppable.
What was his name?
Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, yeah. But see, that's the thing. Remember, don't forget, Deshaun Watson got that big contract, all guaranteed. All guaranteed.
But the way they did it was they spread it out. If you notice, he only got paid like $2 million or $1 million and shit because they thought people were going to come after him again. So they spread it out. So all they're going to do is spread it out, and it'll be another year where that contract don't hit that salary cap, and that's when they can go out and get other pieces around him and hopefully swing for the fences.
Yeah, so what they're going to do, they're going to back end that contract. So that means if he's not playing, because you remember, if it's guaranteed, it'd be 10 years down the road, they still paying that man. Right. And it's going against the salary cap. So if you're going to put all them eggs in the basket, like trying to, backload it, you see what I'm saying? And he don't produce, how many years you going to put up with him not producing? Because again, he came back after 8 games being suspended.
And really, 2 years. He ain't played in 2 years though, Dark. That's what you got to remember. He sat out a whole year in Houston, so it almost been almost 4 years he ain't played football. Right. You give that man an off season where he can be around his team and really work out. You're gonna see a different guy next year. I guarantee.
All right, but he need receivers. He gonna need somebody to throw the ball to.
He got Amari Cooper, and he got Amari Cooper. He got 2 tight ends, and they'll make one of those guys that they drafted on the other side into a receiver because that's what he did in Houston. He had D-Hop and he had other guys that he was throwing to. All he needs is the right kind of offensive coordinator, and they got rid of that offensive coordinator. They need to put a right system around him. You'll see the real Deshaun Watson. So y'all better pay Lamar Jackson because that division is amazing.
Now, I mean, because again, if we pay him, then we're not going to be able to fill in the receivers that he would need. To actually get.
All you need is.
All you need was one.
He need one.
He don't.
He need one.
If you bring the right system in there, if you bring a spread option system in there, it's not a one. It's no such thing as a one receiver.
You just need
spread option system.
You just need receivers that can catch.
You need. It's no such thing as a one receiver. Like we get that shit from pro set offenses. You got one receiver. There's a burner on the right side, the strong arm side of the quarterback. If the quarterback left-handed, they're gonna put the one receiver on the left side. He's a burner over there. But it's no in the spread option system. There's no one receiver
because it's quick reads. And all you gotta do is get open quick. As long as they can catch, it don't matter.
It's a quick read and a lot of quick game. You know what I mean? You're just trying to get it to your best athletes in space.
And Derek, see the problem with y'all is the way y'all system is set up. No top receiver want to come there because they're not gonna get the targets until that system changes. That's why y'all lost Hollywood Brown, who's not even a top guy. He said he couldn't play it.
Right.
So you think a top guy gonna come there and get 3 targets a game because he got blocked? That's not gonna happen. Y'all gotta change your system completely.
If they go to a spread option system, Hollywood would have flourished in that because he could have played his original spot as the slot. Think about it like this: most slots, even in college, they was probably running backs in high school. They were smaller running backs that couldn't carry that load in college, so they moved them to the slot because they're used to making people miss a space. And all they got to do is catch bubble screens and little quick outs and hitches, and they take them to the house. You make one person miss, they got the speed to take it to the house. So,
but you know, the Ravens has always been stuck into that Flacco mode of tight ends. For some reason, they love tight ends. We got 5 tight ends. You see what I'm saying? And that's all they like to throw the ball is to all 5 tight ends.
Right.
You know? So it's kind of like that's why they keep it the way it is because they keep the tight end so they can either run the ball or option out of it. That's it. So we're not going to get a receiver that's going to want to come in for that.
Thank Greg Roman for that tight end, throw the ball to the tight end system.
Man, that's been years, man. They kill me with that.
It's been with Todd Heat, all that before Roman was even here.
That's what I'm saying. Todd Heat.
It's been, and just like we make hybrids, just like we make hybrid linebackers, we need linebackers to make them as DNs. Like that's, but I can't complain. It keeps us in the game, but it keeps us. It keeps us damn near in a good, at least pressing for dominance. So give me your pick. Who you got winning this weekend though, and give me a score. What you got, Doug?
Next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. Who you got next weekend? The Super Bowl. Who you score?
I already told you, man. Jalen Hurts because again, he got the sack. Now, this is a question to James. If or when y'all win it, are y'all going to go ahead and give Jalen Hurts the big contract?
So, him being a coach's son, and him being understanding the game of football, even if they give him a contract, I think he's going to take less money because he knows he want to win. So when you want to win, they're going to do the type of Brady move. Only selfish people like Aaron Rodgers want to say, I want to be the highest paid quarterback. Most of these guys, Patrick Mahomes didn't want the biggest contract. He said, I'll take less money because I want to win. Once you get that winning around you, you don't want to just take the money and just be a loser. So I think he understands the scope of football and he sees what's going on around him because he's well aware. I think he'll take less money to have better players around him so he can continue to win.
Okay. Because that's going to be the off-season conversation if you win it.
So what's your pick, Derek? What's your pick? What's the score?
I'm looking, to be perfectly honest, I'm looking at a lopsided Super Bowl, maybe like I'm gonna say 42-17.
Damn. Wow.
But I'm saying that because what you keep forgetting about Philly is Philly got a rotation on defense, on that defensive line that is relentless.
8 guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's relentless. Kansas City can't even. Now, Kansas City got 1. Jones is on the other side of that ball. But outside of him, that's 1 person. Philly got 8 guys that they rotate in. So you got a quarterback with 1 bag wheel with a rotation on that other side of that ball that's coming at him every down. And they can keep it up all game because they got a rotation to do it.
Right. And he is the quarterback that holds the ball the longest in the NFL.
Right. So the only thing is to make him close, and to be perfectly honest, is if they try to run Jalen Hurts and he do get hit, and then next thing you know, you got a different complexity of the game. But outside of that, I hope they don't run him. I hope they use him as a decoy majority of the game and put it in AJ Brown's hand. And that's it. Because y'all got the receivers to blow him out.
Yeah, so you said 42-17?
I say 42-17.
Jeez.
Coming out I'm telling you, I think they're going to come out the gate and establish the pass, the deep ball early with Brown and the other receiver y'all got on the other side.
Devontae Smith.
I think they're going to go after the corners early and often. So anybody got them pools at 21? I think the first quarter they might put a 21 in the first quarter. To be perfectly honest, because they're going to. I'm telling you, they're going to come out. They know Andy Reid is going to come out with a game plan, but what they're going to do is they're going to use Jalen Hurts as a decoy and go over top of their heads.
I like it.
So that's my prediction. But we'll see.
Go ahead, Duncan.
Well, my prediction is this. I think Patrick Ewing's get fired this year from Georgetown.
Man, that's funny. Go ahead,
No. So, no, my prediction. I see a 10-point game. I've been holding that all the whole show, man. I've been holding that the whole show. That's my prediction. But I think it's going to be a 10-point game. I'm thinking 34-24. I'm liking the Eagles 34-24. And did I mention I think Patrick Ewing is going to get fired this year? Should have did it last year.
Go ahead, KB. I close it out. So I'll let you say something first, KB.
I think it's going to be 30-20.
Okay. Yeah. So, like Dark said, that rotation and the fact that they had the most sacks since the 85 Bears, they're going to be getting after Patrick Mahomes. They're going to establish the run. When I look at it as San Francisco defense is way better than Kansas City, right? And they ran for almost 300 yards against San Francisco. So, sure, they got Chris Jones, but they can't stop the run, and that back end is suspect. So, like you said, A.J. Brown, big game. They got Goddard coming across the middle. And Jalen Hurts is going to have an MVP caliber game, and he's going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. Defense is going to play tough, and I got to be in a 10-point game too. You know, the NFL, as we know, want to keep everybody interested, so they'll make it closer than what it's supposed to be. Right. If you look at the Super Bowls, what was the last blowout? When Seattle beat Denver? Okay, Tampa Bay beat Kansas City, they blew them out. That's only because Patrick Mahomes didn't have his lineman. But if you look at all the Super Bowls, it comes down to a field goal. All those Patriots games came to a field goal when those teams were really not evenly matched. So we all know it's a business. But they'll win by 10. I got, like you said, 34-24, 10-point game. They'll get to Patrick Mahomes. He'll stay in it. And then in the second half, they start tightening up on him. And he ain't going to be able to move around. And they're going to come after him. Philly wins that second Super Bowl in 5 years. And it's going to be amazing. I'll be at the parade like I was in 2017.
Okay.
So I got a question. Can San Francisco run the ball?
Can who?
San Francisco. Kansas City.
Not really. They don't run the ball. That's Andy Reid. He don't run the ball.
So, and Philly can stop the run.
Absolutely.
Kansas City definitely can pass the ball.
They can pass. But they don't have the weapons. If they had Tyreek Hill where they can go over the top, most of their stuff is underneath. So if you're not scared about getting somebody going over the top, you can attack that type stuff. They got Kelsey, and they got a whole bunch of passed off receivers that came from other teams.
But they was number one in the league.
In what?
Passing.
Number one in the league in passing. That's because they passed. They wouldn't run. It's easy to do that.
Hey, don't underestimate that Kansas City running back, man.
Can Philly stop the pass?
Yeah.
They was number one too. So that's gonna wash itself out. They was number one passing versus the number one defense. All right, so can Philly run the ball? Yeah, we know they can run the ball.
Number one rushing the league.
Number one. What's Kansas City rushing defense?
Suspect.
Yeah, they down the bottom. They down the bottom. Yeah.
So the game gonna be a running game for Philly, man.
I don't know. Listen, that rookie for Kansas City, yo, I like him.
You talking about number 10? Yeah.
Number 10. Yo, I'm telling you, he runs the ball like a rookie come out of college and run it where he feels.
Right.
So, I mean, I think they better keep an eye on him because I'm telling you, he's one of them emotional type players that if you let him get a couple big runs, man, he's going to make it a little difficult. Because with that passing, number one passing, man, if you get him established a couple big runs in that backfield, now you got to respect that.
He catches the ball out on the wing too, so he lines up in the empty too.
Yeah, but when he
use the guy McKinnon a lot out of the backfield, McKinnon, and I know you're talking about number 10, and he does run the ball hard.
I mean, like a missile.
He run that hard, he get hit hard. That changes everything, you know.
Hey, But you know, rookies, man, rookies are willing to run hard and get hit and pop
Yeah,
back up like
they really kill themselves.
Yeah.
they willing to kill themselves, yo. Man, like a little
Kill themselves.
locomotive.
One season, like, oh boy, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
You only got 3-year lifespan in this joint anyway, boy. You might
Yeah,
not get out the first.
Not for long. NFL not for long. Right.
Yeah, especially for a running back.
Oh, the other thing, I do think Philly is going to be the city of Philly be flipped upside downwards after this.
Right.
Game. So they ride better more than anybody. The city of Bubbly Love will flip the whole city over when they win. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. I guess it's
Right.
I ain't gonna say what it is, but I don't understand it. That's them folks shit. That's what them folks do.
I agree.
Yeah, that's crazy because if they lose, they just go home.
Right. They go home, they lose. They win, they flip the city upside down. Burn
Right.
all types of shit. All the windows, all types. So I don't understand it. Like we just wasn't raised like that. So right. But did I say I think Patrick Ewing is gonna get fired?
So you gotta understand, like it ain't the people that turn the city over ain't like us though. So
right. That's what I said. That's them folks. That's them.
That's how they
we
do
weren't
it,
raised
man.
like that. My mama beat my tail. She thought I was gonna flip some stuff over. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. So
all we do is enjoy the moment, yo. All the people that want to jump on poles and break stuff down. What's the point of that?
Exactly.
When the Super Bowl is supposed to be a celebration. Not
want to get in the back and throw liquor on each other.
Yeah, right.
I mean? That's all we.
That's
that's all of us as kids. That's all we want to do. That's why they go in. That's why they go in the clubs and they get the VIP to pop champagne. Like, yo, we won something. Y'all ain't win nothing. Stop buying champagne. So. KB, what's the next subject, man?
Oh, shoot, man. We can talk about what's the guy of the Eagles. Will the Eagles be in full force, though? Is that guy, what's his name? The one that's been accused of rape. What's his name?
He wasn't a starter, yo. He wasn't a starter, so it's all good.
He wasn't a starter? What was he on the practice squad?
Yeah, he wasn't a starter. So, you know, they was in full strength last week. Everybody came back. Maddox has been out the last 3 weeks. They got him back, so they was at full strength last week against San Francisco.
And so he ain't even play last week.
No, he ain't play last week.
He a distraction.
Yeah, he just I got it did the wrong thing. It's not gonna have any hindrance on that team.
Hey, I tell you like this, man, and it's something that we need to teach our young boys, man. Like everything now is a come up. Like everybody looking for a come up now, man, and you a target. You know what I'm saying? Like you a target for a come up, and you gotta really start guarding yourself, man. You know, accordingly. You know, for the young boys that's watching this, man. Like, you know, being in court situations, man. In the last 10 years, man, I have seen more, you know, sexual harassments and sexual violence. Charges than we have seen probably in our whole life. Right. You know, and it's really, really sad, you know, how people are getting targeted. So, you know, on the greatest is, man, you gotta protect yourself, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta protect yourself, man. I tell my players like this: if you gotta think about it, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't be doing it. Because things that you should be doing, you ain't gotta think about it. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta think about going with them, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't be like, nah, y'all go ahead, man, I'm good. So
now look, Duncan, the last time you was here, you gave us homework.
Right. Let's get at it.
You gave us homework. Now I don't know if you just threw it out there, like we wasn't even gonna pay attention and we wasn't even gonna do it.
No, I thought it was educational for
everybody. we jumped on it, right? And you told us about the documentary called Black Magic. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the documentary Black Magic before?
Nah, I'm gonna look it up. And see what it is.
So you told us about this documentary, and basically, I never knew that. What is it? North Carolina Central? That's the school, right? North Carolina Central.
Yeah, school.
Was the the University of Negroes back in the day.
the North Carolina School for Negro.
Right.
That was an eye opener, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. So this was basically the school that colored folk, the college that colored folk could go to. The only, I guess, it was one of the few colleges that colored folk could go to. It was named such, right? I mean, shit. It was. We got to understand the time. It is what it is. I mean, this was during the time of your water fountain, my water fountain.
Right.
You might get killed over the water fountain.
Right.
Right. We might get killed. Let's keep it in perspective. One of us might get killed over the water fountain.
Right.
Because that's what it was. All right. So, and it gave me another aspect, and this is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let y'all take it and then I'll chime in. It gave me the aspect that I watched about a year ago. Showtime about the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And I saw that what Magic Johnson really brought to the game.
Right.
And this was simplified. Now I'm trying to understand where Magic got it from.
Right.
Right. I mean, when I watched the documentary, I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's the first thing I said. I said, did Magic get that shit from here? That's where he learned it from? Because, right. I mean, he learned it from this core of gym rats. I'm in the gym with these niggas, and this is what we doing.
Right.
Right. So, just to say that, just to put that out there, I'm gonna pass it to you. You go ahead and tell us, what was the homework assignment? What was you looking for? What did you want us to recognize?
So I really wanted to really. So that documentary, and it depends on how you are, where you are as a black person. Like, if you're just a little bit woke, it wakes you all the way up. And you see why or how we started going to PWIs. And it was only because of our ability, and they could make money off of us. And it even shows how, like I told you with that Morgan State game, that Morgan State and Grambling game that was at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And they didn't think nobody was going to show up for that game. And 95,000 people showed up for that game. And the athletes that was on the field was actually better than the players they had in the NFL. And so when you look at Vanderbilt giving the first black person, a scholarship to come to play at Vanderbilt, that's what, opened the doors. And then you look at schools and one of the reasons I still hate Kentucky, I never liked Kentucky, but this movie solidified why even as a kid, I never liked Kentucky. I didn't never know what it was, but I never liked Kentucky. And it shows you how Kentucky, no matter what, them trying to emerge blacks into it, Kentucky wouldn't even play black players. They wouldn't even play against black players, more or less give them they was one of the last schools that give blacks a scholarship to come play there at Kentucky, right? And so I wanted y'all to really see the power that we really have when it was the 40s, the 30s, 40s, 50s, and the 60s, and the 70s, and some of the 80s, early 80s, that we wasn't even allowed on these campuses.
Uh-huh.
We wasn't allowed on these campuses. So now all of a sudden, why are we flying to these campuses like they are the best thing? Like when your grandparents were in high school, we wasn't even allowed on them campuses. And so my thing was, I wanted to get people to really see the truth of it all and see what these men went through. When you see the game that McClendon took his team out to play, they played somewhere and they wouldn't let blacks, it was for the champion, the NCAA, when they had the NAIA teams play.
And they couldn't stay in the hotels. They
couldn't stay in the hotels and everything. And so he had to call Converse.
Right.
And Converse had to put some heat on the politicians
No,
just for them to open up the hotels for us to go to sleep. They're playing the game tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, the thing is, it's like to this day, underline that we are still being treated that way. We only being accepted is because we can make the money. And so I wanted to take that all the way to the Deion Sanders situation, how Colorado, the University of Colorado, actually changed the trend. Like they didn't accept transfers at first.
Right.
Yeah, he came in there and said, in order for us to get the kind of athletes we want, you got to change this transfer rule.
The whole transfer. Yeah. Like they even, because there was certain protocol that was in the transfer that you could transfer in, but it was certain things that you had to do as far as credits that you had to have from certain schools to even come there. They changed the whole entire thing just so they could make money. Just so they could make money off of us. And so my thing was, it's like, yo, let's wake everybody up to the truth. I think when I told you I had the Black to the Future program and where we get the black schools out of NCAA, I told you the beef, every beef, your beef is not with the HBCU.
It's with the law.
Your beef is with NCAA and how they governs the HBCU, and you can see it all in that movie that they was only going to bring black colleges over to NCAA just so NCAA can control the money of the black college. But if we go back to NAIA for at least 4 to 5 years and we can get everybody in NAIA, we can all leave NAIA because they got the money in NAIA. We can all leave NAIA, all 100 teams, and we can start our own sanction.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. When I watched it, I was like, to be honest with you, fuck them all. And we can start our own thing.
Right.
Because the disrespect and all the challenges and the things we had to go to just to play basketball, just to be accepted. When we had the supreme talent, we are the supreme talent.
Right.
But why should we ask them for anything? And it gives me a different perspective on the NCAA, the NFL, the NBA. All of that changes the whole perspective. I've been woke for a long time. All it does is give me more energy to what I already believed in.
Right.
And it's like, how can all of a sudden when they didn't allow us in, it changed? But it's a whirlwind. We know why it happened. You follow the money, you follow the corruption. You follow the money, it'll show you where the corruption is.
Right.
And now we have people that they don't even look at HBCU. It's only these PWIs.
Right.
Because of what the PWI gets them, right? It gives them the exposure. It gives them the opportunity. But it also uses them.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those jerseys, like Jalen Rose and all those guys who went to Michigan said, we're not getting paid for anything.
Right.
We didn't create the revenue. We increased the revenue for your organization, but we're not getting paid a cent.
Right.
We can't even eat. We got to scramble to get something to eat.
Right.
So I don't care about your meal plans or that 1 year scholarship because we all agree it's only a 1 year scholarship.
Right.
I don't care nothing about that because I'm making you an extreme amount of money.
Right. Do you
remember since the Fab Five?
Do you remember in the Fab Five story how they took their banners down? They took their, and they even took them off the enrollment of the school. They made it like they didn't even go to school there. But Jalen said, y'all ain't get that money back. All that money y'all made, y'all ain't get that back. So that's why they gave Juwan Howard that job to try to heal that situation. That's the only reason. Juwan Howard was not ready to be a coach at the college level. But the only reason they gave him that job, one, they needed a coach coming there and try to heal that situation. You got guys like Chris Webber and Ray Jackson. They ain't been back to Michigan since. Because they was upset with me. Juwan Howard got them guys to come back now and watch a basketball game and get on at the games and this, that, and the other.
But Chris Webber took the money and tried out. He didn't.
Right.
So that's why when they did that Michigan documentary, Jalen Rose. That's why I respect Jalen Rose. He brought Jimmy King and he brought Ray Jackson on ESPN after that show. And Chris Webber still wouldn't talk to them when he the one did wrong. What you mad for, Chris Webber?
Right.
You ain't need the money. You came from the suburban house. So you had the money. All the other guys came from deprived kind of situations, and they really need the money. You take the money and you turn your back on them.
Right.
That's not how you're supposed to do it. That's why you don't even see Chris Webber no more.
Right.
When last time you seen Chris Webber on TV?
Right. It's been a while. Well, he's a terrible analyst, first of all. So
Agreed.
you know, he should be like Patrick Ewing. He's a terrible analyst, man. I can't even watch a game when he talking, man. Like, man, I got to miss the game if I want to actually see it, because this dude's horrible, you know. But you're absolutely right. And well, you know, one of the things, like, you know, I don't know these guys personally or whatever, but I do, you know, I do pick up on, you know, because of, you know, mental health. I do pick up on the type of person Chris Webber was. Chris Webber was a very insecure person, right? And being as though he came from that suburb life, he wanted to be one of them thugs.
Yeah.
See, when you come from the hood, you ain't proud of being no thug. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to be this. But when you don't come from this life, then you trying to be some stuff that you ain't really, like, we wasn't trying to be from the hood. We wasn't proud to be from the hood. You know what I mean? Especially when you get in high school, you get educated. You wasn't trying to be no shit we wasn't. Because it wasn't no glory. But guys in the suburb, guys in Baltimore County was trying to live all the type of, you know what I'm saying? Type of lifestyle. And so,
I wasn't. I lived in the county. I went to college. I wasn't trying to live. I was grateful. I was grateful I had that kind of life.
Right.
Thank you to any of that.
Right.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for putting me in a position to help me out, because I didn't care about that.
Hey, you know what, Jay? You absolutely right. So I came off of Dallas and Lafayette Avenue, right? And so in the ninth grade, I had a man. When I tell you, I can't even talk about my stepdad because it makes me emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably I ain't gonna say probably the best man I ever met in my life, right? He took me and my mom out the hood, got us a house. We was on Kentucky Avenue. When we moved on Kentucky Avenue in Brimsley, between Brimsley and Cliffmont, we got a single family home. Like, we had grass all the way around, big tree in the front, this, that, and other. It's unheard of. I didn't even know how to cut no grass back then. You know what I mean? But the thing was, it was only 3 black families on that block. We was one of the 3 black families on that block, right? My friends would come over and say, yo, y'all rich. Well, no, damn rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was still, you know, I'm still the same. My mentality still, I'm on Dallas and Lafayette. I'm in Dallas Bond Street. I'm Dallas and Carolina Street. This is where I grew up at. I went to 250, went to Madison Square. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I'm Bill and Bond, baby. I'm Bill and Bond. Bill and Bond. Bill and Bond Street. Bill and Bond.
Right. Yeah, so you went to Madison Square too. You know what I'm saying? You got chased by bats by Mr. Williams and shit too if you was around with Mr. Williams. You know what I mean?
I'm back with the old dome with all wine bottles and glasses in there.
Right. Hold on. What year you?
And I was Rutland and Eagle.
Yeah.
I graduated in '89.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jack are old head.
I went to Southern.
So hold on. You went to Madison Square, right?
Yeah, no, Southern was my zone school was Southern.
But you went to Madison though, right?
Nah, I went to, actually my peoples had me. I went to Mount Royal.
Okay, you was over.
My mom, you know, my mom and dad wasn't together, player. I'm sorry. You know, so my mom was on the west side, my dad was on the east side.
He got a player.
I lived in east side. No, I lived in Utah Gardens. Okay. Right there, Utah North Avenue. Right. And then we moved to Monroe and Emerson. And then my dad was Bill and Bond on Carolina Street.
Right.
So
okay,
I went to Mount Royal, and then I went to Catholic school, but then I graduated from Lombard.
Right. Then you went to Southern.
Then I went to Southern.
Wow.
But then I graduated from Emerson though. So Southern was my.
I was Rutland and Eagle.
Yeah,
I was Rutland and Eagle, and I went to St. Cat. I was Rutland and Eagle. I went to St. Catherine's on St. Catherine's on Preston and Luzerne.
Right. Yeah, that's what Billy and
Oliver Road. Yeah, me, Billy.
Greg, all of them.
Younger than me though. So, but they all went to St. Catherine's though.
Yeah.
So Greg Banks, Bernard B, all them niggas like that.
Right.
So I lived at Park Heights, right? The top of Park Heights. I went to Catholic school though. I went to Rosa Parks. Then I went to All Saints.
Hold on. Jay, when you go to All Saints, yo?
I went to Rosa Parks from first to the third. Then I went to St. Alphonsus downtown on the fourth and came back and graduated from Rosa Parks. Then I went to All Saints for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, my parents moved all the way out Wrightstown, Maryland, and I went to Franklin Middle.
Okay.
Went to Franklin Middle for 6th and 7th, and then they moved all the way over east. Never lived over east myself all my life. And I went to Hamilton. And I went to Hamilton for 8th. Then my zone school was Northern. And I'm like, hell no. And I went to Pilot, right? And then my parents in the 10th grade, Christian.
Hold on, how you gonna disrespect them goddamn Vikings like that, yo? You just treat like you said the people did the Eagles.
Listen, man. When you come from going to Catholic school and stuff like that, and my counselor said to me, "He like you're gifted educationally. Your zone school is Northern. Look at this school." And I didn't know anything about it. My parents was on top of that, so they like, listen, this is an engineering and mathematics school. You should go there. I put it on my list. I got accepted, and that's what happened. So then in 10th grade, at Christmas break, my parents moved out Woodlawn. And that was it for me. And lived out Woodlawn, finished their Pilot.
Okay.
Jay, I did not know you went to Rosa Parks.
Yeah, I went to Rosa Parks.
I graduated from, you come on, Liberty Heights in El Dorado.
Absolutely, right there.
No,
so I lived in Park Heights. I lived off of what was it? Cuthbert Avenue, right off of Haywood. I lived right up there. And so that's why I never had no friends in the neighborhood because I never went to no schools. Right. I didn't really have no friends until high school.
Right.
When you graduate, Jay?
91.
91. So you 2 years behind me.
Yeah. So you was at Rosa Parks?
I was at Rosa Parks.
I was there. So that means
you was in 6th grade when I was in the 8th grade.
But did you go to Rosa Parks?
Yes. So
that means so I was in the 3rd, you was in the 5th.
No. I'm talking middle school.
Oh, so Rosa Parks, I was in the 6th grade. You must have at All Saints. I was in the 6th grade. I was only there for 2 weeks. You might have been there.
Oh,
so I was only there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, but I was there.
Okay.
For 2 weeks.
Because you know, we used to have Forest Park, Garrison dudes, and the Gwinnett Oak dudes.
Okay.
All used to migrate outside the school. Remember, we used to leave. You only here was 2 weeks though, but we used to leave out the school, and all them dudes would be outside. You have Forest Park High School kids on one corner, Garrison dudes on the other corner, and Gwinnett Oak dudes on the other corner.
That was at Rosa Park, or that was at?
That was at Rosa Park. All Saints. Waiting to steal Al Starter Jackson.
That's why my mother never got me a starter jacket. I wanted a starter jacket so bad. Right. These kids out here dying for those starter jackets. She would not buy me one.
Yeah, but we was good. We was good because we had cats in each neighborhood. We had the Garrison dude, we had the Forest Park dude, we had my man Vance. He had the Gwinnett Oak dude. Windsor had the Hilton dudes. So all of us came together and we ran All Saints when we was there. And it was funny because everybody in the school was scared half to death when they walked out the school because of that. But they all came to us like, yo, make sure they all take our jackets. So that's when starter jackets was big, man.
Yeah, remember the dude over Lake Clifton got killed over
my man, I was about to say, my man, that's my dude, live right down the street from me. He got killed over there over his jacket.
Wow.
Nah, man.
You see what I'm saying?
My parents wouldn't give me one of those.
Carolina joint too.
Yeah, it was Carolina joint. I
remember that, yo. Right behind you, yo. I remember that joint, man. It's funny. It's funny the trauma that we carry with us, man.
Right, right. That's what happened. Because when he got killed over his jacket, Cass was coming up, our school, and it's like, yo, we had to band together because, like, yo, nobody gonna take our jackets.
Right.
So when he got killed, I brought that to the school, like, yo, we got banned because these cats gonna try to get us. So when we band together, then, like I said, the Forest Park dudes was coming to try to take some jackets. But because we linked with the Gwinnett dudes, and the Hilton dudes, and the Garrison dudes, and we all linked together. It's kind of like they wanted to, but they couldn't because we had pieces of every puzzle. You see what I'm saying? So it got to the point that they was like, "Yo, well, who we gonna get? We can't get nobody." So everybody got to get home safe.
I had a Sixers jacket, bro. So I understand, man. I had the Sixers joint back in the day.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I had the Sixers joint. I had a fur coat walking to school, man. Like, so my mom, man. That's why I said, my mom kept me in the hood, bro. I was the first one with the Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one in the hood with the Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Jordans and the ones. The very first one, I had them before my uncle. My uncle sold a lot of dope. I had them before him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And I had the Sixers jacket. My mom kept me straight, though. I didn't know that we was poor. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I didn't know that we was poor.
That's because, Duncan, you're an only kid. You would never know anything.
Oh, no.
Right.
Anything.
Hey, Duncan, so if that's the case, how many pair of Britishes you had?
Oh, I ain't had no British Knights, yo.
The Britishes. You know the Britishes, the leather and suede joints. The shoes. Yo, British?
I was a Travel Fox kid, dog. I ain't had
man.
I was a Travel Fox. Domino boots and Travel Fox. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, man. I was the Britishes, man.
No, I ain't even had the British. No, I ain't had the suede joints, man. That was outside of my style, yo.
Yeah.
I can't wear no fur coats and no Britishes on, man.
No. You ain't right the fur coat.
I had the Travel Fox on, dog.
Yeah.
James laughing. Oh, he had a pair of Travel Fox.
Yeah, but you remember, I was at Catholic school, so I was at All Saints, so
No, I was in public school. I had to, my attire had to be accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I was at Madison Square. I was at the Dome. You know what I'm saying? So
the Dome,
we had to dress down there. You know what I mean?
So you had the bikie pants, right? The coaster pants.
Yeah, with the bikie shorts in the summer. Yeah, we had the bikie shorts.
With the waistband about this thick.
Yeah. Yo, that was the real waist trainers before this bull crap came out.
Man, yes, they were.
6-pack with the bikie joints on.
No, bikie short, the waist things was like this big. Right. You sweat.
Right. That was the waist
had a pad, yo. I never had a pad on.
So
never.
You ain't never had a pad?
Never.
With the two big buttons in the front.
But yo, I went to 250, Dr. Bernard Hers. I went to Madison Square, and I went from there. My mom didn't want me to go to Lombard. You know what I'm saying?
I went down there.
But I went to Hearn Run. I like as small as Hearn Run was. Like, Mom, you might as well left me down Lombard. You know what I'm saying? And I went from Hearn Run and I went to Mervo.
Yeah, I got kicked out of All Saints, James.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, on some BS and bullcrap, man. Because I told you, when we all band together, Brother Michaels, I don't know if you was there when Brother Michaels was there. That was the principal. Brother Michaels didn't like us. You see what I'm saying? And because it was that Catholic school bullcrap, you only went there for 2 weeks, but they had to do this little scoliosis thing on our back, right? So he had to go down our spine.
You went too far down your back?
We went too far. So, we was like, we about to get Brother Michaels.
That's why I go to Catholic school,
yo. We was like, we gotta know. We gonna get bro. So he got us up out of there, man.
Hey, hold on. Let me Google Brother Michael, man. I need to see what you look like.
Yeah, man. Talking about scoliosis, man. Gotta follow your spine, yo.
So was you in the 7th grade or 8th grade when you got kicked out?
I got kicked out, Jay. I got kicked out April of my 8th grade year.
Wow.
April, right before I graduated. Right before graduation. And really, it wasn't him. We got caught up in some bull crap with we were studying for a play. We was doing a Black History play. This happened in February. And the teacher couldn't make it down because she had a parent teacher call. Make the story short. And we were down in there playing around, joking around. And the girls, we had the dresses on, right?
Yeah.
The little Catholic school dresses. So the teacher in the auditorium Yo, we in there doing what we do, right?
Right.
Well, you had one sweaty fat dude that the chick didn't like, named Brian. I'm not gonna say his name, but she didn't like him, and he tried to touch her, and she was like, "No, get off me!" And she went to hit him and hit her arm and hurt her arm. So Brother Michaels came down and seen her crying, and asked what happened, and she said Brian touched her. So when she said Brian touched her, all of a sudden now he want to round up everybody that was there, and the names he picked was me, my brother Dion, the guy Dennis, and the guy Brian.
Of course.
And he basically tried to bring us up on some bullcrap saying we did something wrong.
You got profiled though back then?
They profiled us. So right, so they went to my pop and was like, "Yo, before we kicked them out."
Bill Cosby, KB?
No, I don't know. I was the baddest chick in the school, so it wasn't me. I was the baddest. This chick named Tiffany Harris, and if she on here, she know it. She's the baddest chick in the whole entire school. So when I got her, I ain't want nobody. You see what I'm saying? So I was clean, but the guy Brian
What she
was.
look like now, though? What she look like
For
now?
Tiffany?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, she still, she married to a preacher now, man. So,
Oh, she married to Brother Michael.
Yeah, no.
You didn't marry her, Brother Michael.
Nah.
You saved y'all for her. She like,
She got a good dude. She got a good dude, but she's still, she's still a solid chick, man. I mean, to this day, man, the good thing is you can see quality chicks, man, 40 years later, 50 years later, and they still
solid. Yep.
You still solid. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of back in the day, we see them little girls back in the day, the hot tamales, man, you walk right past them today, you go, yo, is that her?
I was just talking about that this morning in the gym, like, yo, I'm so glad, man. The girls I used to like in high school, bro, when you see them now, man, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
give me what I wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always approach it differently though, man. I always looked at it like I want the young lady that's not saying nothing, the young lady that's small. Because I always look at the dudes that want all the girls with the big butts and all that other stuff. I said, y'all really don't realize. Y'all got to think about the future.
Right.
Because they eat a cheese steak, a couple donuts, they're going to be overweight. And you ain't going to want them. So when you go that way, they're only good for the moment. They're not good for the long haul.
Jay, you're a great man. You was raised the right way, dog. We wasn't not living for tomorrow, bro. We was trying to you know what I'm saying? You talking about the future, marrying them, and no, man, I was leaving to go to college, man. I was trying to you know what I'm saying? I came back home. I'll be happy if you don't even talk to me because I'm gonna go to college. Man, we wasn't.
Man.
You're a great guy, Jay. I just want you to know that, bro. You're a great guy, man.
That was raised differently, though, man.
Yeah, you definitely was, man. I was raised around a whole bunch of uncles, man, and they was switching up chicks on switching drawers, bro. So we was. You know what I mean? I just learned I learned the game just like football. I learned the game the wrong way. So I was leading with my head, yo. I was using my head as a weapon, dog. So, you know what I'm saying? I learned the game the wrong way, bro.
Look, that's what the city fair used to be the breeding ground, man.
Right.
Run out to the city ground, man. Go to the city fair. Come back with about 100 numbers.
Yeah. Hey, look, I learned. Hey, look, bro. I learned. Or down the harbor on Easter, yo. I learned the wrong way. Bro.
Oh yeah.
I learned the wrong. I was leading with my head, like you know what I mean. Put my head in the. You know, I was using my head as a weapon, bro. So that's why I became a coach. I didn't want my son to be learning the game the wrong way.
How about that?
Right.
How about that? Go ahead, KB. What you got to say?
Oh man, shoot. Hold up. What are we talking about? Because y'all done went everywhere, all over the place. We at high school. We at what middle school and what nursery school we went to. Yeah, man. I mean, shoot. I mean, basically, we talked about we just talked about black magic a little bit. My whole take is just thinking about that thing, man. It's like I always said, while the HBCUs, the people that be the powers that be, your Dion and all that stuff like that, those are the people that need to invest into the HBCUs. I mean, I know I can't count nobody money and all that stuff like that, but we need our people that made it, our people that's doing well, instead of giving to those other, donating to those other, I'm gonna say opportunities to other things, put back into what you want. Put back into our schools. You know what I mean? Dion put it out there what it was. It wasn't even no real reason for Ed to come in there and say, "Hey, this is what I said." Nah, nigga, he already said that's what it was. You should have been knowing, understanding. I'm about to step into this shit on some bullshit. I already know it's about to be some bullshit because my nigga says so. My homie says so. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. But man, oh man. They my thing is, and watching that documentary, it was like, man, fuck them all. And I've been saying that. I've been asking why we don't send out top tier recruits to these schools and take over. Now I understand. Within the last few times Duckers came on, he broke down the scholarships and all that things like that. And then now seeing this documentary, okay, now I see and I understand why people don't go. That's not saying that they shouldn't go or that they should go. I see why they don't now.
Right.
At some point in time, somebody got to be the stand for and say, no, we're going to go here and this is what's going to happen. Well, like how Dion said. Like what Dion did.
I think our goal should be, so I actually keep my eyes on the endowments of HBCU.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You good?
I can't hear y'all.
You can't? Man, you keep on having technical difficulties.
Yeah, go ahead, Donnie.
Y'all have to jump off because I can't hear y'all.
But KB, I think the goal should
be
about
to come back. Yeah, go ahead. I hear you.
I think the goal should be, we should start keeping our eyes on the endowments, right? And I know we all want to make a lot of money, but my whole goal, you know how you sit and you play the Mega Million or the Powerball, you say, what I would do when I had this money? The first thing I would do, definitely, I'm gonna change some things in my life. But one of the first big purchases I'm gonna do, I will buy a HBCU. My goal is to actually own an HBCU, not change the name of it. I just want to own because I wanted to be ran correct because I know so much about how to fix it. So I look at how much Shaw is worth. I look at how much Levitstone College is worth. I look at how much Johnson C. Smith is worth. The endowments of these schools, and I compare them to like Harvard. I compare them to. All these, you look at, like a Morehouse, you look at a Tuskegee and everything, you compare them to some of these PWIs and what their endowments are and how much it costs to, you can actually spend $5,000 right now and you can own Livingstone College. Like, I think they like $5.4 million and that's how much they really worth.
Wow.
Think about that. $5.4 million you can actually, because they was bought out by a church, like a local church. The local church bought them for like $5.4 million. So you go in there and offer them $7 million. You can own, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where our mind should be going instead of just getting people to, like Dion got 5.4 to buy a whole school.
Right.
But we don't look at trying to own the school. We look at just getting in the game and running along, just like this property I just bought. This 32 acres I just bought in Blacksburg. And we putting luxury homes on it. And this is the hardest part, though. I'm trying to convince Black folks to own the land, not just owning the actual property. Hold up, rah-rah. Not just owning the actual property, but actually owning the land too that's under your property.
They comfortable with the 30-year mortgage.
Right. But what happens is if you actually own the land, hold up, rah-rah, for 1 second, please. Hold up. If you actually own the land, you see I gotta talk to her like she's a real woman and stuff. She gotta go out there. But if you actually own the land, and this is why they don't like to sell you land. Because if you own the land, it will finance your entire lifestyle.
Yeah, because you own it. Right. No matter what's put on it, you still own the land.
Right. And check this out. They ain't making no more land.
Right.
They ain't making no more land. So when you get yourself a piece of land, Better hold on to it.
Better hold on to it, man. Look, we selling all the plots for $50,000, right?
You selling them?
What? Huh?
You say you selling the plot?
Yeah, we selling all the plots for they 0.60 acres. So it's a little bit more than a half an acre that you can build your house on, right?
Okay.
But when we bought the land compared to now, and it 7 times already.
Yeah.
It's worth 1.7 right now.
Yeah.
And so that means that people that pay $50,000 for their plot, it's already worth $300,000.
So why you saying that? It's like we got stuff down in Florida. We got a whole bunch of acres down in Florida. And I just talked to my guy that what I do is I lease the land for him to put crop on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my wife called him today and said, look, we be down in Florida in 2 weeks. He always cut my check when I get down there. And this dude is, yo, D, just let me know whatever the amount is this year. Because I got to check and make sure what the going rate for irrigated land is before I give him his price. Because I charge it per acre. You see what I'm saying? We talking about $75 per acre. Right. And we talking about over 1,000 acres. You see what I'm saying? So basically, I got to check and see what it is. But anyway, he always say to my wife, hey, you want to sell it? That's the first thing come out of his mouth.
Right. Don't ever listen to me. The stuff that I done learned now doing this, you know, KB, y'all know I'm from East Baltimore. From the stuff that I'm learning now is I'm just really breaking into the real estate game. Yo, we got nothing but trees. We had nothing but trees on it, right? We sold the trees and then the guy even told y'all got lowball. We sold the trees $3,000 per acre, right? God says you should have got at least 5 to 7 per acre. Well, this is my first time in the game, right?
Yeah.
So one oak tree, if it's 40 foot or higher, one oak tree is worth $15,000 to $20,000 for just that tree.
Yeah.
And we had yellow pine and red pine on there.
That's my investment for my kids. Because people don't realize is you plant trees today, they're not gonna do anything for 30 years.
Right.
So here's for my kid, this is yours. I planted the trees. 30 years later, you good.
You billionaire. So the thing is, the crazy part is you can sell the trees, and then once they cut the trees, then you can sell the stumps.
Sell the stumps, yep.
They take stumps and they grind the stumps up and they use it as mulching to keep the bugs out your house. All around. It's just so much, man.
And then guess what they're going to do?
Right.
Then they're going to redo it. They're going to plant some more, grow the trees, and give it to their kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Will it down, generation after generation. Like your land will finance your entire lifestyle. It's better than life support. Life insurance.
Listen, trust and believe me. Yes, indeed. And she got this from her father, and her parents got this from their ancestors.
Right.
And my job when my wife came to me and her father passed, it was I gotta hold on to it. And like I said, I got 11 different parcels that I gotta hold on to. I got 75 here, 40. Now some of it we actually have a cousin that is co-tenant with it. So my wife want to buy her out, and she's looking to sell.
Right. So she don't even know what she got.
She don't even know what she got. All she's doing is she's looking at she want to get rid of.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put like a nice offer together so I can get it from her. You see what I'm saying? Because she got vultures that's coming at her and like, yo, but I don't want her to sell her half because now I'm with somebody that now I'm stuck. Right. Because now they might could try to wait me out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So, that's what they do, try to buy you out.
They try to buy me out. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get her to the point where she want to let it go.
Right.
So,
right. So y'all want to come on down? Y'all come on buy some land, man. And let me show you how to build your house next to nothing.
So I get together. We ain't getting together and be the ones that I have.
What? What?
Yeah.
Yo, you in the tunnel, yo.
Sound like you underwater, bro.
R2D2. R2D2. KB.
Yeah, he went out. Hold up.
You said come down and buy some land? How much?
Well, what the thing is, all the lots are 50,000. All the lots are 50,000. And you get 0.60 lots, like a little bit over half an acre of land and everything, which is, when you look at it, so think about it like this. Think of it, the square feet. It's